All right, and welcome back to Dead of Ages Past. Last session, we left off at kind of a nice meeting point. Kevin, who plays Gilbert, wasn't with us last week, and his character was off to do some business and paperwork. But he's returned back home, and so have the others, back to the apartment in the apartment complex known as the Garbage Pail. A little bit more about that place. As we described, it's a pretty tall building. It has a series of different annexes and apartments therein. And Gilbert happens to have residence on the 5th floor of that apartment in a small one-bedroom apartment with kind of a studio-esque kind of open space. It's not terribly open, but it's nice enough. Small, but nice enough. The 5 of you that weren't Gilbert last session did have a bit of more activity than just presumably paperwork and nonsense nobles would have fun doing, and had quite a bit of an exciting time of your own. That said, at the end of the session, you guys are still in kind of investigation mode. You have some leads, some directionality, some goals, and one of those goals was to come back to the Garbage Pail because you are aware that someone, you don't know if I don't recall exactly who, and I want to make sure you guys have the notes, but someone of importance into this inquiry may very well be residing in that apartment complex. It seems like a huge coincidence that a lot of people are staying and living at this place. I'd like everyone who is not Gilbert to make a wisdom perception check.
I know who we're looking for.
Tell the others. Tell the people watching.
We're looking for Hugo. For Hugo Dermot.
Wow, I actually did good on perception for once.
I rolled a 12.
I rolled a 15.
I rolled a critical fail. Fumble.
Oh, wait, but don't I have a thing on an advanced ability check thing with perception? Not?
You can check it.
No, for a long duration, no. Then you action the grant a single ally a free with. No. Okay, nothing applies.
Also, John,
Yep.
on the way over to this place from where we were last time, I'm assuming we took Ren's car, right?
Yeah. Yep, that's correct. The
All right,
auto carriage.
on the ride over, I would have probably handed Brox Wilbur's firearm after I had identified it to see if there was anything about it. I would just,
Joe,
in case he needs a spare.
it's a flintlock pistol, and I don't recall how many shots I had noted. It was like 20 or something.
It was 20 shots.
Yep, so 20 powder, 20 bullets. And basically, the way these are formatted, you use casings in your revolver. These are bag powder plus shot that are basically kind of sticky together with some sort of adhesive and are loaded into the barrel of the gun and fired. You're pretty sure with some minor adjustments and empty casings, you can probably load these into old casings and basically replenish shots. Yes, correct. Hugo
Thank
Dermott
you.
was said to have a residence here. That is correct. And you guys, anybody roll over? Yeah, okay. So Zach, as you guys are kind of getting out of the auto carriage from the parking space not too far from the apartment complex and are heading over, you notice that a ways down the way there's another auto carriage that's parked, and there's just 3 guys just standing around it, kind of looking over at the garbage pail, mainly the apartment's main entrance.
I will point it out to everyone else.
They're pretty finely dressed, and it looks like they're wearing mostly greens and oranges in color. All right, you guys head in?
Do they appear to be a gang of some sort?
No.
Okay.
They're definitely out of place, though. A, they have an auto carriage, not unlike yourselves, and B, they seem to be wearing pretty fine clothing.
Is it odd for auto carriages to be in this neck of the wood?
Pretty rare,
I
yeah.
imagine it's odd for nobles to be in this part of the neighborhood.
Valette looking like a tall version of, Ren's helper person.
Effie.
Effie, a tall version of Effie. Walked over.
Okay.
Excuse me, boys.
As you're approaching, before you get into the lingo, you do notice that a lot of people in the area are giving them a wide berth. Like, you see some people kind of walking along the sidewalk, they see them and they kind of cross the street, or they'll move away from them, keep a pretty wide distance from them. Like, they're apparently everyone present seems to know that they're not to be fucked with, except you.
Of course, except me. Am I still on my horse?
You do have your horse, and you did ride it this way, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, why not? Might as well quicker to get away with. I have a carriage. I have my horse sort of trot about halfway from the rest of the group towards them.
As you're approaching, you notice that they slowly open their coats and reveal the handles of what look to be some sort of firearm or device, and they look over at you and they say, "Your horse is an abomination. Get the hell out of here." And as you're being told that, the other one kind of slaps the shoulder of the other one and starts looking across the street. It's at that moment you kind of look over in that direction and you see that they're keying over to look at none other than Gilbert Kerr Gosler, who's heading towards the apartment to head in.
I was going to say, John, how far away from the car am I?
40 feet.
I would like to get a little bit closer, and if I can, just try to nonchalantly make their car smell like a skunk.
Nice.
Okay. They're not in the car. They're outside it. They're standing near it.
Oh, they're outside? Okay, I thought they were inside.
No, they're standing outside
I'll
looking.
just make it smell like a skunk near...
Okay.
I'm going to make it smell like a skunk near them.
They kind of and then they look up at the person on the horse and they shrug and they just get into their car. Once they do, you see that one of them, the one in the passenger seat, pulls out his weapon and is pointing it at you, Willette, and kind of is giving you a look, like, skedaddle, get the fuck out of here.
Is there any...
Gilbert,
Dude,
make a perception check. Wisdom perception.
From the way that they looked at, sort of keyed in on Gilbert, can I sense anything of, nefariousness from them? Ill intentions towards him? Or is it just, they're...
Make an insight wisdom check.
Sorry, I was looking at it. Only says proficient and expert, but what if you're not?
If you're
just
neither, you
wisdom.
just make a wisdom check. Use the stuff on the left, yep.
Click
23.
Oh, all right.
It basically what you gathered is one of them kind of looked over at the gnome and was like, "Hey, hey," and kind of patted the other one. And when he saw him, he didn't narrow his eyes in. He didn't like focus in on him. It was more of a look of, "No, that's not it." And then they turned their attention back to you and then jumped in the car.
Okay. If they do that, then I will gladly be on my way. But if you need assistance with anything,
Get
I
the
may
fuck
be
out
able
of
to
here!
help.
And he raises the weapon up so the barrel's pointing out of the window.
All right. And I turn my horse around and head back.
Okay.
So I don't
Can-
feel like getting shot at today.
Can we tell by their dress
I wonder why.
or by the comment about the horse being an abomination anything about like what kind of faction they might belong to?
From a distance, you didn't really hear that comment.
Okay.
You would see them though. You can make a intelligence history check if you'd like, based on their
I would.
coloring. Yeah,
I rolled an 8.
doesn't seem familiar. The gentlemen don't look like they're somewhat. They're dressed as nobles, or they have kind of noble attire, but they kind of look like ruffians, like backwater folk.
They look like noble attire, but they look ruffian.
The people in the clothing, yeah, seem to be a bit more scruffy. Not as clean cut as a noble should be. But they're not so dirty or so unkempt as to betray them as anything besides a noble. Just not exactly high tier noble, I guess is the best way to say
But
it.
not. Are they familiar at all? Do they seem like the night sharks in their comportment?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, would I know anything about roving gangs of old ladies, i.e., nobles?
No. Not so much. There is a group known as the Gentleman Society in Old Rostagar, but this is a bit far outside of that. And they're not thuggish. They're a bit more gentlemanly?
Right, so
Yeah.
these are obviously noblemen sent by the conglomerate because of Gilbert's connection to the leader there. They're going to kidnap him and probably do something horrible to him.
Gilbert, you don't notice any of this. You walk into the apartment. When you do, you see a familiar face kind of sitting in the lounge area. It's the swordsman from the other night. And he says, "Hey, snaps his finger. I don't think I caught your name. Have you seen Broxgar around? He wasn't in the apartment when I came back."
Name is Gilbert, and
Gilbert?
I don't know where Broxgar is either. Actually, we split up this morning and haven't seen him yet.
Okay. Cutscene. Switch back to the group outside. So the weird nobles kind of basically tell you to get the fuck away, and you guys have parked your car, and there's the apartment complex. Do you guys head back in, or stay outside and try and figure out what's going on with these three?
One last question about them. Did it from the slightly closer than everyone else? Did I notice any kind of like sigildry on their outfits?
Make a wisdom perception check.
Tyler, roll
John.
poorly.
Go ahead, Matt.
If
7.
everyone's, I don't know if anyone else is going to go back in. If people go back into the apartment, what I might do for the time being is forget something in the car, go back, get low so people can't see me, cast a illusion of myself to walk in with the group, and
Okay.
sit in the car and keep an eye on them.
Okay. Cool. Make
That's what I'm thinking I'll probably do.
make a charisma arcana check.
Ooh. Interesting. 15.
You're sitting in the car. Your illusion self goes towards the door and then vanishes once it enters in. You're pretty sure your desired effect is done. Is everyone else going in though?
As I walk back on my horse, I get off, sort of tied up, and sort of relay what was said, and that couldn't really get much read.
The horse doesn't need to be tied up.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Day.
It's a robot. All right. Okay, and then everyone else is going in.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna stand watch outside.
You're going to stand watch when I'm already doing that?
Right
Oh,
up.
you're already doing that? Okay,
Well-
okay.
Yeah,
you're doing it. That's fine.
I created an illusion myself to make it look like I went inside and I
Alright.
stayed in the car.
Sorry, I missed that. And then I would go inside, sure.
Okay.
But
Every-
does anyone else know that that's what you decided to do?
Yeah, Ren has been rolling really low on his perception checks.
Okay.
Whoops.
It's probably because all of the blinking lights. You guys go inside.
I go inside and post just on the other side of the.
Fair enough. Broxgar, you would see that the swordsman, who I could not find a reference of you asking his name or him giving you his name once, is sitting there talking to Gilbert for just a moment, and then he sees you and he goes, "Oh," and he points to points to the side Gilbert. He says, "There he is, right there," and there are the others. He kind of walks over with Gilbert.
Welcome, everybody. Been an interesting day today. So, what'd you guys do? I'm talking to all you.
And that's when Sam just disappears.
Yeah.
Illusion, Mike.
Perfect. Yeah, he asked you guys a question.
Vlad's posted by the door, sort of hand on hilt, ready in case they make a move outside, and trying to listen in to what's going on outside more than what's going on outside.
Yeah. Ren is also sort of only paying half attention to what Gilbert's saying.
Huh? What's that, Gilbert?
Nothing important.
Dialogue. No.
Are you here? I didn't know you were here.
I'm assuming with everyone else focused on the window, so is Yen Lauren, because like we're waiting on those people to do something, and I'm like, I just don't like Gilbert, man. I really don't like him.
So he's the next person you're gonna leave to die when
Maybe.
combat starts.
He keeps leaving us to go do his bullshit tax things. Like he's not being helpful.
You guys just don't understand taxes. Someday I'll explain them to you. But for
We
Great.
understand them. We just don't revel in them.
Correct.
If you were
You're not
noble,
even
you'd
there.
get it.
now, you can't talk to me right now. You chose to remain outside.
Do you even
Yeah.
stock
That's
exchange,
right.
bro? Do you even stock
I guess if
exchange?
nobody really wants to talk, I would be like, what's going on outside, guys? You guys are all acting really weird. And how come Sam didn't come in?
Or Sam disappeared, is what you saw.
Well, yeah, he
Well-
came in and disappeared, so it was obviously an illusion, right? So, what's
So-
going on, guys?
Hey, I could have cast invisibility.
There's a few guys outside seem to be keeping an eye on you. So we're keeping an eye on them.
Don't be alarmed, but they might want to kill you.
The
Seems like a lot of people want to kill me.
swordsman kind of leans into you, Brox. He says, "Do you want me to go talk to him?"
Nah.
I mean, I did offer to be your bodyguard. If they're causing you to feel threatened, I can go talk to them.
I'm smiling. I don't feel threatened, bro.
All right,
If anything happens, we'll handle it.
fair enough.
Hey, by the way, what's your name?
Enderman.
My name's Enderman.
Enderman. Awesome. Nice to meet you.
Entomins?
Enderman.
Likewise. He kind of
Sorry we missed you yesterday. We were interrupted by the night sharks. We had some business to take care of.
Yeah, I had some things I had to do as well. I didn't have enough food in the apartment for two, so I went out and grabbed some things from the market early in the morning, and when I got back, you were gone. You were a pretty heavy sleeper, so I thought I had some time.
Yeah, I did too. You fucking night shark bastard.
That's fair. Sorry I wasn't there to protect you. They didn't do any harm to you or anything, right?
No. Nah.
Okay.
I'm infallible and I'm
Fair enough. Yeah, Gilbert. What do you guys? I mean, you guys just reunited. Sam, you're sitting out in the car. It doesn't look like they're doing anything besides sitting there. And yeah, tell me what you guys are doing.
Well, guys, I don't really want to stay here very long. As a matter of fact, I'm going to gather up most of my stuff, anything that's valuable, and I'm going to. So
Well-
we could do that.
We're actually here for a reason. We're trying to
Oh.
find someone who supposedly lives in these same apartments as you.
not a night shark, is it?
Well, apparently he has connections to the Night Sharks.
Well, that makes sense. Who is it?
And I would say his name is Hugo Dermot.
As you guys are talking, a couple of folks enter in. One's a hobgoblin, and one is a half orc. And they're kind of just walking past you guys brusquely. The door opens, they walk in, they start moving towards the elevator. They just seem to be talking casually. They sound like they're talking about work down on the docks. They go into the elevator ascends.
Is this an elevator that is like in the main part of the apartments?
Yeah, so there are different annexes and different entries into the apartment complex. You guys have entered into the lounge for the east annex, which is where your apartment is.
Did you think your apartment had its own elevator?
No.
I did think we were inside of Gilbert's
Yeah.
apartment.
Oh, are you guys going to move up to that?
Exit.
You guys going up to?
Blackbird one of them?
No.
No, because there's not a bugbear. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But they definitely look like night sharks to us.
No, they just look like dock workers. Again, keep in mind, racially, Rostagar is a melting pot. Every single species that you can imagine, or in other games have murdered, lives in Rostagar and makes a living. A lot of them still have racial problems where, certain folks look at them as, lesser because of their race, but they make their way. They make do. They get by.
Okay. Cool. Well, I guess so. I'm gonna gather up my stuff. You guys, do you want to leave here now, or we can go look for whoever you're looking for, and then maybe leave? I got something important I gotta tell you guys sometime, but I'll wait until I get everybody. I don't want to tell.
Enderman kind of says, "Yeah, let's go upstairs. Go to the apartment." You guys head upstairs to the 5th floor via elevator or stairs.
Stairs.
All right.
Before they head up, I make the comment, not knowing that. Well, I guess I saw Sam St. Pierre, and I guess we're assuming somewhere else. But since no one seems to be watching, I'll stay here and see if they make any move.
Does it really matter if they follow us? There's a bunch of us. There's only a couple of them.
Well, it seems like they're up to no good, and think it better to keep an eye on not
You're cutting in and out.
some ours.
Sure.
Tim, you keep cutting in and out. Just move that mic a little bit closer to your mouth. Thank you, sir. All right, you guys go
Got it.
upstairs, right?
Yep.
All right, let me make a quick change. I'm just going to remove this Sam guy from the room, so he didn't go upstairs. And then I'll go ahead and switch the map. So this is the first time you guys have ever seen the interior of Gilbert's apartment.
Wow, it looks like crap.
That's about what you would expect.
Nice table.
I think it might be my voice that's having the issue. I keep lagging out a little bit. That's fine. Should be good. Okay, so yeah, it's got a little bit of a dining table. Some other accoutrement that's apparently been added very recently because this wasn't here this morning. You do see a note on the table, and it says some gifts from the Night Sharks. I don't know why it's
This is
not.
my apartment?
Yeah.
Now they're leaving me gifts? Oh gosh.
Hey man, they like you. They think you're cute.
It's not GIF,
Go on
isn't
a
it?
date with
GIF?
them.
It's JIF. It's peanut butter.
Oh yes. Chunky
Okay.
or smooth?
And so, yeah, get to discussing.
What does the note say?
It says what I said. Some gifts from the Night Sharks.
Oh, that's all it says.
Yep.
And are there gifts nearby?
I think it means the furniture.
Oh.
That wasn't here
that's right.
this
We
morning.
didn't have
You didn't have anything besides a cot. Now you have a bed, a side table for the bed, a table with 4 chairs, a couch, a side seat, a table, and a viewing screen.
Well, guys, I think I'm going to keep this apartment, but I'm not going to live here primarily. So if we could use it to when we're in this area. But I'll tell. Ooh, why is Hadrian here?
That's not Hadrian.
Who is that?
That's the swordsman.
It's Enderman.
Oh, sorry about that. It freaked me out for a minute there. I thought he was sitting there right there at our couch. It was like he snuck in there. Okay, fine. All right, guys, sorry about that. I'm a little jumpy here. There's night sharks all over the place. All right, let's go. Let's head to this other place. We're gonna go up the stairs because I don't want to go in the elevator of the junk pail. I mean, think about it. Doesn't sound like a good idea. And then we'll go up there. All right.
Okay, sure.
You lead. I'll follow.
Where are you going?
I don't know. I thought we were gonna go to some place that.
You just went into your apartment. You guys were going somewhere quiet. Your apartment.
Oh,
So I think where there's a misunderstanding is that we thought we were already in the apartment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys were in
and
the
we
front
thought there was
room.
an elevator from. Mhm.
And then
That's why
there was
we
an
were-
elevator. You were standing in the lounge, and I said that people were walking through to make sure you understood that this isn't a private place to talk. Then you guys assembled and got into the elevator, went upstairs to the 5th floor, went into his apartment, and you are now in his apartment. That's the battle map I put on the table. Why would I have a battle map for this? I don't know. We'll see. But then you're in it. Have your conversation.
Now we're clear. We're
Apologize.
totally
We were
clear.
We were all mentally.
Merry
crazy.
fucking Christmas.
Yeah. Everybody who's watching, we don't normally do this. It's just, it's kind of crazy. So, anyways, now that I have everybody here, most people, I'm just going to tell you what my news is because I have to tell you guys this. The lad's here. This is awesome. All right. So what I would say was, to make a long story short, I was going to do paperwork to state my claim on Lord Wellenbart's estate and everything because apparently I found out he left it all to me as his heir because he didn't have an heir, so he left it to me, which just makes perfect sense because I was helping him out. And what happened was I was going in to do the paperwork and stuff, and I got into court. I had all my paperwork done, and everything got really weird because then all of a sudden the person who was going to preside over this was a friend of mine. Matter of fact, his name was Julian Crosswell. I don't think these guys met him, did they? One or two of them might have, because I think we split up one time and somebody went to court with me. And
You had a bodyguard, yeah.
Yeah.
That
Anyways,
person's dead.
that person might be dead. Who knows? So long story short, I got in there and then I looked over, and in the opposition, the chair of the opposition was the new Magir Kurgazler, which is Kalareth Kurgazler, who, as you guys know, is a distant relative of mine. So I thought, oh no, I'm gonna have to fight this. This is gonna be really bad. And he had with him Bakken and also one of the Adams brothers. It was the one that we had killed.
You aren't
So-
sure, actually. It might be.
Oh, okay. It might have been the one we killed. Doesn't really matter. But then it got really weird, right? So I'm starting to think of in my head all the defenses I'm gonna need to prove why I deserve this. All of a sudden, he turned and said, or actually, the person who's presiding, Julian Crosswell, said that he had conceded his bid on the estate. So pretty much, he said it is mine. And then he basically left without really coming over and talking to me. He just kind of took his stuff and left. And so I spent the rest of the day signing stuff because there's a lot of legal documents that go with this. I don't want to bore you guys with all this stuff, but basically,
Please don't.
I'm now Lord Gilbert Kurgazler in legally, So I now own Sidney Wellenbart's his manor. And it comes with a lot, but it comes with a lot. It comes with some, some infantry, some archers, some people that help out around the house. So all this is going to, require me to continue to make money so I can keep these guys hired and everything. But what's even more interesting is why would Kurgazler give this to me? Is he trying to, get me on his side? Is he trying to keep me where he knows he can watch me, because I don't know if he knows, everything I'm up to. So it's a lot of interesting stuff going on here. And also, the first thing I thought of when I got that in my head was, oh crap, now I'm going to have Hadrian coming to collect. Because I promised him to allow him some sort of access into into Old Rastigar. So I told him I would specifically buy him a warehouse. So I'm going to do that now. Obviously, I told him I wasn't going to let him operate out of my house. Forget that. So anyways, that was my long story short. It was a crazy day. I'm still trying to recover, but I'm going to keep this apartment because you never know when you need a place like this, It's away from your house. It's not that expensive. I already bought it, selling my soul to the Night Sharks, so...
Endemon says aloud, he says, do you need a apartment sitter? I'm running pretty low on funds, and I think I'm going to probably have to move out of my apartment, but if you're not going to live here, I can take care of it.
Sure. Possibility. What does what does Broxgar say about that?
That's perfectly fine. He's not my slave, damn.
Oh, I never said he was your slave, but if it sounded like he said you hired him, so I figured you might want him close.
Well, I think you might need a little bit more protecting of myself, Gilbert. It wouldn't be bad for him to help us all out.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, maybe we wouldn't want him to stay here. Maybe we just bring him back to my manor. Wait till you see that place. It's pretty nice.
Brox, once you say that, you kind of see that Endemon smiles at you, kind of like just a cocky smirk when you say he might need more protection than me. Just kind of gives you a. Anywho, Valette, you're kind of did you stay downstairs or are you in the apartment?
I stayed downstairs by the front door.
I'm not repeating any of this.
If they're all gone, I'm more actively, occasionally looking out instead of just watching the door.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you do see them get up out of the car. Sam, also, you do see them get out of the car and head inside.
I'm going to try to, I will wait till they're inside and then follow discreetly behind them.
Make a dexterity stealth check. Valette, do you move away from the door when they move up, or do you just...
Yeah, if they start walking in, I'll sort of move to a corner away from the door to and sort of make myself as inconspicuous as possible, or maybe sit down on a couch and just sort of tend to play with my nails or something. Just to see I'm not waiting for them, and to see where they go from there, and then if they go somewhere upstairs, I'm gonna try and follow them.
Okay. They walk in.
20 on stealth.
Yeah, you can sneak up behind them. If you want to enter in and follow in, that's fine too. You'll be able to hide. But they walk in, they look at you, and they give you just daggers looking at you, Valette. And then they move over to the counter where the clerk would be, but there's no clerk behind the table. But there is a bell, and they ring the bell. After they ring the bell, two of them kind of stay near the counter, and the one that was talking shit to you from the car kind of walks over to you and says, "Hey, don't try and pull any fucking fast ones. We already know you're in league with the Kengo. Where the fuck is he?
Kengo?
Where's the fucking horse?" He
He
pulls the gun and points it at you.
What's...
Where the fuck
What
is
do you have
Hugo?
again?
Where's the horse?
Hugo, I do not know what you're talking about. I know not.
Sam, you're
no
kind of
Hugo.
in the background and you see him pointing the gun. He says, "I think she's fucking dumb." And the other guy says, "I don't think she's involved, man. Just leave her the fuck alone." And you're walking away easy
Yeah, I'm
on
just
this one,
casually
bitch.
just sitting there and watching what's going on.
He just turns around and walks away, not letting you respond.
Okay.
Puts his weapon away. Finally, a clerk arrives. It's an old man who you guys have seen kind of sitting in the lounge before, especially Gilbert. He's the one who showed you your apartment in the first place. And they say, "Yeah, where the fuck is Hugo Durmont? What apartment's he in?" "Oh, you can't just give that information away." All three guns point at him. "Well, he's on the 5th floor. He's, says a number, rambles it off. Valette, you recognize that it's a couple doors away from Gilbert's.
Oh yeah.
Alright, let's fucking go. They head towards the elevator. And the old man kind of.
I'm going to.
Whoa.
I'm assuming I overheard the number 2.
Yep.
I start running up the stairs as soon as the elevator door closes.
Same here.
That's fine. I'd like the two of you to make, because it's 5 flights of, it's 10 flights of stairs because it's 5 floors.
It's 5 stories worth of stairs.
That's right.
Yeah.
Make a Constitution athletics check.
Watch. Matt's gonna pass. I'm gonna fail.
I don't know. I have. Yep,
Oh,
I
boy.
failed. 6.
Oh,
The way around.
21.
Okay. You have no problems.
I have no constitution at all, Tim. What are you talking about?
You have no problems, Villette, just throwing yourself up these stairs like a literal enforcer. You've done this before. You've chased people up to the rooftops. You've thrown people off of rooftops. But you're bolting up the stairs quickly. But you very quickly notice that Sam is with you, A. And B is like the first freaking 2 flights of stairs. He's like, oh, he's got that gamer endurance. He's just, oh, I should probably stand up more. Oh, I mean, it would be like if I was trying to climb stairs, is how it is.
Right.
Do you stop and try and yield for him, or do you just fucking book?
Do
I would just keep waving you on, honestly.
Right. Do I think that at the rate I'm going, I can at least... Could I beat the elevator or at least tie it upstairs if I just going no regards?
You are certain you can tie the elevator.
Okay. I say catch up when you can and keep going, and basically I'm going to make a beeline to
Cut the scene from you.
to Gilbert's
That's alright, I'll fucking get up with. Oh gosh. My side.
Oh, me hippie.
Not my hip, it's you know, like.
It's my liver with that fucking accent.
It's my fucking liver!
Now that's just good old fashioned hilarity. Okay, and bear with me. You guys in the apartment, go ahead and continue talking. We cut from you, but go ahead and continue saying what you were saying.
So, any questions?
So this estate, you say it comes with retainers, let's say. What funds do you have to pay said employment?
I do have a little bit saved up that came with the estate, so I can sustain it for a little while, but
This is vague term. Little while mean 6 hour, little while mean 2 week, little while mean 2 month. This is very vague term. Little while to no mean very different to little while to man.
well,
You understand?
putting it into terms like you're thinking of, I was thinking I would, if I didn't have to buy a warehouse, I would have enough money for years, but I have to buy a warehouse, so it may be more like a year or 2. So I'm gonna have to find a way to keep money coming in. I can still do my job at the court occasionally to earn a little extra money, but I think we could figure out ways to earn money.
So
with what we
outside
got going on.
of, let's say, asset, what is liquid assets? No holdings, no fancy paintings. What is cash in bank? Yes?
Yeah, I have cash in bank. Don't worry.
Number.
Yeah, I have a number. I know what it is.
Uh,
I'm not necessarily
Kevin,
telling you
Kevin,
because-
make a wisdom insight check real quick, Kevin.
You're asking me like you want to check out what I got. All right.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's
we do.
exactly what it is.
All right.
We start charging.
I do have insight, so that would be proficient, right?
Yeah.
Wisdom insight. All right. I'm clicking it. 14.
It's good enough. The reason why he's asking, not so much because he wants to know how much money you have for some nefarious reasons. He wants to know how much you have so he can tolerate being around you. It would seem that you have a specific purpose in this group, and your purpose is basically you are the base of operations. You are the sole foundation at this point now. What Yen Lauren is trying to figure out is if you don't have a couple thousand in the bank, you're probably not worth talking to because what you think you can like sustain with isn't going to be a real deal. He wants to know you're serious, not I want to steal all your money.
Right. All right. Yeah, and Lauren, I could tell, that you really need to know just so that you can have a level of comfort. Just, it's approximately 2,000 gold pieces in the bank. That should be able to hold me for enough time to get what we want to get done. So, but I'm a lord now, so I don't plan on going anywhere. So I have to keep that in mind when we're doing stuff.
No, but these funds give possibilities, let's say. No? And I look at like Ren or anyone else who's like willing to give me eye contact. It's like, yeah, we can play around with 2,000 gold and still not like money makes money. This way of world.
Ren can see Yen Lauren pretending to do Gilbert's signature, practicing.
Yeah, I'm going.
He's
You
fair.
have
Only
checkbook.
Yeah, he's like, could you write sample checkup for me?
Yo, man, you be Trump. I'll do the Cohen thing. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah, that's right.
Ren would say, wait, so what is this about buying a warehouse?
You were there. You were physically in the room when we
Was
were
I?
talking to Hadrian. I'm pretty sure,
okay.
but I think I saw your Ren brain turn off when we started talking about all this stuff.
Must have been. It must have.
You had our back. No, I think it was me, you, I think, and Lauren. You were there, weren't you, when we were talking to Hadrian? Maybe it wasn't. Broxcar was there.
Yeah,
no,
Lauren and I were both there.
Yeah. So basically what happened was I was trying to get the help of the Night Sharks, and I probably said a stupid thing. I know I did, because I promised him I would help him. I was basically banking on future wealth. I said, hey, when I get my lordship, he goes, well, you can let us operate out of your house. And I said, no, well, I don't want to do that, but I'll buy you a warehouse. So I owe him a warehouse now. Now, I never said what the quality was or the size, but it has to be at least usable.
And it has to be an old Rostagar.
Yeah, it has to be an old Rostagar. So I'm going to use some networking through my noble friends. When you're noble, you're in like an elite club. I'd explain it to you guys, but basically to make a long story short, I'm going to ask around. Maybe somebody has a used warehouse I can buy, We'll make this guy happy, and we'll keep his nasty business somewhere else.
Got it.
How many warehouses can be in all area? Let me send Bird to go find.
Cut from you
This
guys.
we go knock on door.
Cut from you guys. I do love the angle we're going with, but real quick, Valette, do you see your current position? Tim?
Tim, we can't hear you.
Wait, you can't hear me?
Now we can.
Now we can.
Oh, I see it now.
Okay, great. So you are basically a flight of stairs down, and you hear the ding of the elevator and the of the doors opening. Are you going to run up the stairs, or are you going to stay down here?
Okay, so I hear the doors opening on the floor above me.
You're not on the floor below it. You're literally like kind of up, almost up the flight. Basically, the flights are about 20 foot long, okay, and they go
Okay.
up about
Right.
like 10 feet. And in between each of the floors, it's a 20-foot high, kind of like a bit of a distance up. So you basically have just looped around off of the flight that doesn't have a landing to or a floor to it, and are moving up to the 5th floor. You hear
Okay.
on the 5th floor above you just above you.
Okay. And then, which one is Gilbert's store? Is it this one?
It is literally the first door there. Yeah.
Okay. I will pause and hear which way and listen for which direction they go.
Okay.
'Cause-
you can actually kind of see the backs of them as they move down the hallway past Gilbert's apartment to the door across and to the left of that apartment.
Okay. And they all move together?
Yep. Basically in formation. One's actually looking behind them and kind of keeping his back to the other guy, and it looks like he's got his hand on his piece.
Right. So
There
I
we
would
go,
move
Trudy
to
Tree.
this corner and just sort of like, I would move to this corner and sort of peek out to like
Okay.
keep.
Make a stealth check.
Or I wouldn't be peeking out because they're gonna see that. I would just be behind, back to that corner, sword drawn, ready to go, and
Yeah,
basically
stealth
I'm
check.
looking for an opportunity. Okay.
Dexterity stealth.
Either way, you're going to have to make a stealth check.
9.
She fucking followed us up, and then you hear all of the weapons pull out. Those of you that are in the main foyer, not at the table, so Ren and the NPC, you hear she fucking followed us up from the hallway, and then you hear as 3 fire shots go straight at that corner. You have 3/4 cover, so you have +5 to your AC for these attacks.
Okay.
21,
Miss.
24,
Miss.
and crit.
Miss.
Nothing I can do.
All right, so you
Actually,
walk.
what is the total of the crit out of?
For the total result, it's 25. Yeah, it's not very
Hey,
good.
if
So-
it wasn't a crit, I could have activated my shield thing to make it miss, but it's a crit.
Rent, you also notice that one of the bullets actually comes in through the wall, like here,
Holy crap.
and actually goes through the other side of it. So everybody's kind of aware of the fact now that the guns have discharged.
I'm
But,
assuming I heard it on the stairs too.
yep, and you are 2 flights down, so you're literally on the 4th floor. It'll be an entire turn of dashing to get up to the top, and I'll need you to make a Constitution saving throw at the end of that. And actually, go ahead and make that Constitution saving throw now.
Yeah, you want to see if I have exhaustion. Huh?
Yeah. You have 1 level of exhaustion.
Does anyone have something they'd like to give me in terms of inspiration so I don't have exhaustion?
I don't have it. I'm sorry.
Don't have it either.
But
Advantage on everything.
Yeah. No, it's disadvantage. 1 level of exhaustion is disadvantage on ability
Disadvantage
checks.
on all ability checks. Yeah, I know. That's like outside of spells.
That's
That's
killer.
everything that I can do.
Right.
Right, outside of DC.
Ren would turn to the others and say, Villette's in trouble, and he would bolt out the door. Come on.
Well, no. Stop. Simmer down.
What?
Initialize.
So I shoot.
You don't need to let that.
Valette, you'll take 17 points of damage from the crit.
Whoo! Doggy.
I rolled low.
Rolled like a-
I can't click on an icon because I don't have one.
Okay, I'll get you here one in a
I
second.
can't see anything.
Roll that. Should have been.
Bear with me here. Okay, you got a token now. Okay, cool. Everybody should go ahead and roll your initiative, but basically I'm going to explain
Oh, gosh,
how this situation is going to play out, okay? Because you guys weren't battle ready or anything, okay? You were sitting and having a conversation in the apartment. And I don't know why that's not working.
I'm definitely battle ready.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe?
Is everybody rolled?
Looks that way.
Okay, so this is how this is going to play out. I am going to act during this next round. You are all surprised during this next round, with the exception of Valette and Sam, who will be acting. So during this round, this surprise round, you're getting up out of your chair, grabbing your weapons, and getting ready to do something, but you're not doing anything. So if you are
But
not,
we will be standing at the end of the surprise round.
you'll be standing and weapons out.
Okay.
You'll be basically ready to rock and roll. Because again, this is happening. It's shots, and then you guys are doing your thing. But back to the initiative order. So Broxgar, nothing. Yenloren, nothing. More shots, but this time they've blown out the cover quite a bit, a decent amount with the shots. But they realize that you're utilizing it. So the first one's going to move up to the corner edge, and the other two are going to watch him. And when he gets to the corner edge, he's going to come around and shoot at you around the corner. Just him. So you will not have any cover benefit from his shot, and the other two look like they're readying an action to shoot.
Okay. Would he have disadvantage since delay?
No, he would not. They appear to be functionally trained to utilize the weapon. All right, 21 to hit. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're gonna proc my
Auto shield.
my auto shield. Yeah.
Okay. Roll a d100.
All right. Oh, 1d100.
You can do it.
Maybe if I know what I'm doing. Oh, that's how you do it. 1d. 73.
Okay. The auto shield functions properly, blocks the shot, and doesn't seem to be destroyed by the blast. And then the other two are kind of still waiting outside. They still have their weapons trained in that direction to shoot if necessary. Okay. Sam, you are now at the point where you are basically on the screen. So like right about here-ish. That's your movement and your dashing. And you're exhausted. Alright. And I kind of took their turn before I took your turn. But it played out the same. Yen Lauren, I already did all that. Sorry. So 87. Go ahead.
All right. 87's bringing the judgment down.
Blade freeze, swinging it out. Get it, get it.
And darn it, I wish I had.
Thir-
That's a 13 to hit.
13 will hit.
Awesome. That is 10 damage. And
You strike him pretty seriously, but he's not bloodied or anything. He kind of like moves into it and takes the cut where he wants it, not so much where you would planned it. And then he seems very nimble. Like you just hit him. You get what I'm meaning? He's not wearing any armor.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. And then on 2, Gilbert, you also pop up, and now we are on. Oh, go ahead.
And I will also use my second trying something.
Okay. Are you staying effectively in cover though?
I'm going to effectively stay in cover, yeah.
Okay.
So to actually make that more clear, like this, so we're sort of fighting around this corner.
Correct.
I want to keep as much between me and the other guns as possible.
Got it. Perfect. And basically, you're reaching out just a little bit, so you're not attacking through cover to attack him.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping the benefits off of the guy you're fighting, and yeah, same thing he did. He reached around. Rockscar, you hear the shots. You see the damage in the wall there, around the corner there. What would you like to do?
Where was the door at? Right? Oh,
Yeah, right
it's
there.
over here. Third on, or the farthest left. Or was it in the middle?
What was that?
Is it? I'm sorry, I don't know which square the door is. I can't tell.
Oh, it's the white one there. It's yeah. I'll pop it open. Are you going to open it?
Yeah.
It opens.
I want to run up to the door and open it.
It opens inward, and it opens basically towards the viewing screen. So, pop. It opens. When the door opens, you hear voices on the other side. Someone's coming out from your left side.
Hey, what's all that racket out here?
Say the fuck in your apartment, man. This ain't your trouble. You come out, and it will be.
Okay. I'll just use my last. I have 1 square of movement left. I'll just step.
Staying behind the door.
Yeah.
Okay. You would have seen when you opened it, though, that there's a guy right outside the door that looks like he's looking around the corner. He doesn't even pay attention to what's behind him.
I'll hand motion to Ren.
Okay.
There's two or three of them.
You also notice that Endemon's still sitting in the chair, just kind of looking outside, trying to act casual.
Oh, you know what? I tell him, hey, we're gonna go out there and fight them.
Okay.
Let's go.
You see him
And then
during
I'll
this
use
turn.
my
Pop up, draw a sword.
use my action surge to. No.
You haven't taken an action.
No, I mean, I'm open the door. That's not an action.
No.
All right, I'm gonna just shoot through the wall.
Okay. All right.
Nice.
So you'll have disadvantage for the attack because you can't see him, and he'll effectively have cover. But take the shot. Total
All
cover.
right.
But I'll allow it. It's a good shot.
I use 1 point of grit for Deadeye
Okay.
to even it out.
All right. Take the shot.
22.
Wow.
Hits.
Oh!
Do that damage.
6.
You watch as he kind of points the gun at the wall, kind of and takes a shot through the wall, and kind of using the shadows so he can see through the holes that are already present. It hits the guy on the other side. You hear him go, "Fuck, man!" And then you hear the other two go, "You stop it, or we're fucking killing everyone in there." And Lauren.
I believe that is our cue.
We got guns too.
Yeah, we got better than that, motherfucker. You're dead now. You're fucking dead now, messing with the Remix.
Oh.
Is this the guy
the barony?
that's yelling all that shit?
Oh, do you step towards the door?
Yeah.
And you kind of look out to see what's going on?
Yeah.
Bang, bang. I'll take 2 shots at you.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, you'll have total or 3/4 cover because you're just kind of dipping your head out. But I'm taking the shots. So you have +5 to your AC for these shots, okay? 15 misses, right? I would hope so. And then 22. Does that hit? You're muted. I can't hear you.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I have a 15 AC. Sorry.
Oh, they both hit. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, so 13 and 14.
Headshot drops him.
Son of a bitch.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
Lauren basically just...
Sorry.
You see the wood just get chipped a bit, and Yen Lauren gets hit in the side of the face and then in the top of the head, and he kind of spirals back into the room, and his crown is just a sheet of blood flowing out from his long locks, and he just splatters down onto the ground.
Oh shit.
Ren.
As a free action, Ren is going to say we need to use the door as a choke point.
Also, I'd like to say, remember, I gave you all good berries,
Nice.
which one of you can use as a bonus action.
One. Yes, that is true. Use an object as a bonus action. That's correct.
If I step into the same space as Brock's, what do I see in terms of... So there's been a hole, and there's a
Barely.
hole in the wall where...
It's like a very narrow space. You wouldn't be able to get a sword through to attack, or a hand through to attack with a
That's
sword.
exactly what I wanted to try.
Oh, I know. But make an intelligence check.
Okay. 12.
Never mind.
I'm going to feed a good berry to Yen Lauren and to drag him to
Your-
this position.
So your action's dragging. Your bonus action is use an object, feed the berry.
Correct,
And
correct.
You can pull him as far as you like, so long as it's half your speed.
Okay, so then actually let's get
Into the other
him
room.
back out of the way. Yeah, I'll be in front of him and he'll be on the ground.
Yeah, you move to a position, and then Zach move to a position adjacent to him, closer to the door. All right, Sam, you are not running upstairs anymore. You're just right at where you'd be able to cusp the top. You can kind of see now that Valette is kind of positioned defensively on the wall there, and the guy is kind of reaching a gun around, trying to get it in her face.
He's trying to reach a gun around to get it in,
Valette's face.
let's say, right.
Don't forget the dual techniques.
Yeah.
I know, but
Gotta whip those out soon.
Please, I want to.
So the one in front of Valette is going to give this a shot. Why not?
Okay. DC 14 strength save. Ooh, that's not going to be good.
Yeah, this is Maximilian's Earth and Grasp.
Yep.
I'm trying to
So you watch as the floor paneling, Valette, kind of just breaks away, and the dwarven stone underneath kind of just melts upwards into a huge fist that clasps around the guy, and he kind of tries to move aside, but it gets him. And so now the floor is just kind of holding him in place. And he takes 10 points of damage, right?
Yes, he takes 10 points of damage.
As it crushes inwards, you can, since you're so close to him, Valette, you hear his bones break underneath the weight of the stone fist, like fingers, and you see him just spit blood out on the ground as it kind of grips him. And then you hear the other two go, "Oh fuck, they got a renegade wizard! Get the fuck out of here!"
I'm also going to just go up the stairs some, but try to stay, like, hold on a second. Where exactly are they? Are they down?
They're down the hallway behind that guy. Yep.
Behind this guy? They're down the hallway?
Yep, straight down the hallway to the left.
And this is this the top of the stairs area, or is it over here?
So the stairs,
Okay.
the stairs go up, like from the shadowed side, and then they go back up because they go up to the 6th floor. This place is 10 stories tall. if you
Gotcha.
will.
Yeah, I'm basically just trying to, like, stay kind of, back here so that if I need to, I can pop out, but they can't really get a good beat on me from there.
Makes sense. Okay. It goes to them. You see one of them, Valette, as you're kind of tangling, you see him kind of pull his coat open, pull out a strange cylinder device, pull something off the top of it, and throw it into the apartment. Broxgar, I'd like you to make a dexterity saving throw. Ren, I would like you to decide whether or not you're hunching over Yen Lauren or if you're just pulling him from behind. And Endemon needs to make a check as well.
I got a 12.
Okay.
How long would it have taken me to pull? Like once I pulled him and gave him the good berry, I guess I would stand up and pay attention to the battle.
Yeah, so you see this device like clink into the doorway and hit, and it looks like it's about to explode. It's a grenade. So my question is,
Okay.
Are you going to try and use your body to shield Yen Lauren, or are you going to just let Yen Lauren take the brunt of it and hide behind the cover?
Question is, what would
understand.
Yen Lauren do?
That's a really
Yen Lauren.
Let everyone else die.
No,
that's a
hell.
really shitty.
Get the fuck out of there.
All good, buddy.
So I guess
You don't need-
Ren's first attempt would be to pull Yen Lauren behind the cover as much as possible.
So that fails. So you're going to be in the cover, and Yen Lauren's not. Okay. He automatically
I'm
fails
sorry,
his
man.
dexterity saving.
It's all good.
Yen Lauren, what's your maximum hit point total?
22. Did you just kill me?
No, I did not. I dealt 20 damage to everyone who failed their saving throw, which is a DC 15, and 10 damage to all who passed, which was no one. So Joe and Endemon, you both take 20.
And
Yen Lauren, you have one failed. Or no, you're 19 negative. Yeah. Brox, as the detonation goes off, something very interesting happens. You notice that the fire doesn't singe Endemon at all. It doesn't burn him.
He's a witch! Burn him!
Oh. Makes me happy. I look at his hand. I'm just kidding.
He is wearing a ring.
I know.
All right, 87. Oh, sorry. The other one, Valette and Sam, you're kind of privy to this, but you don't see exactly where. You hear a door open down the hallway, like at the end of the hallway, and you would know that the East Annex has a what are those things called that connect buildings? I can't remember. A skywalk that connects this.
Skywalk.
Yeah, that connects this annex to the next annex. It appears that he has exited this annex and is heading towards the other annex, or the fire escape in between.
Okay. So the one that got Earthen Grasp looks dead.
No, he's not dead. He's bloodied. He's real bloodied.
Yeah,
And
he's bloodied and he can't move. Yeah.
is he restrained?
Okay.
I believe he is restrained, and if he wants to break it, it's a strength check.
Yeah, he's going to try and
But
take a.
it's pretty good.
He's going to try and take a shot actually at Valette, who he still kind of has angle on, but he'll have disadvantage because he's shooting while restrained. 17 misses. I believe. right?
Yeah.
Well, you don't have a shield out, right?
Yeah, no, I do. I was
Okay.
bringing the shield.
Cool,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, then he misses. It tings off the shield, bounces off of it, and leaves a dent in the elevator door. All right,
That hit me in the face. I'm dead.
you're up. He looks like he's pretty easy pickings. Since he's restrained, you have advantage on in melee attacks against him.
Nice.
Leave him for questioning.
Oh no, I'm definitely not planning on killing him, that's sure. The question is do I try to leave him for others and chase down the rest of them? I heard a grenade go off, right?
Yeah, that's kind of a thing you couldn't miss.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna take the win and attempt to knock the...
I apologize. Ren, did you roll a dexterity saving throw on that last one?
No.
Can you do so? You have advantage for it because you have the cover. I apologize.
Sure.
I forgot. I was killing
Alright.
I was killing Yen Lauren. I forgot to kill everyone else.
I know, we were so excited about that, right?
Gilbert, you're out of range, but your living room's fucked.
21.
Okay.
I know, what the hell, guys? Just because I said I'm leaving, we
so
don't
you-
have to blow the place up.
You'll take half, Andy. Just 10.
Mhm.
So yeah, Valette's gonna take, her chance to knock the guy currently being held unconscious.
Okay.
I guess the flat of the blade.
Yeah. So you're doing.
Knock one side of the head.
You're making an attack with a weapon, but you're not doing it in the fashion that it's supposed to be used for. So this is effectively an improvised weapon. So go ahead and just make a strength ability check, and we'll use that as the attack roll.
Okay. 17.
What's your strength modifier?
+4.
Okay. He's unconscious.
Nice.
Nice.
And still being held by the earthen fist, so he still presents. He's not prone, so you cannot move past him.
Okay. I turn to Sam and say, "We'll let the other ones run if they want. We have him for questioning. Release him, we'll take him
about-
inside."
I was just going to say, like, wait, what about Hugo? Did he? Oh, run
And
away.
I do a quick,
What the fuck happened to him?
I do a quick like, stop. We
Yeah,
must
I'm not like.
decide for
I'm
questioning.
not trying to say this terribly loud. I'm just.
Oh,
trying
okay,
to-
okay.
I'm saying it's a stage whisper, Tim. I can't like do
Okay.
that right now with the.
No, yeah, gotcha. Then I would stage whisper back, say, I interrupted them before they were able to knock on the door. He might be fleeing. Let's get him inside, and I'll get those that are still up.
6 seconds.
Morgan.
Gilbert.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna mosey on over to the bloody pulp that's lying in the family room or living room or whatever you want to call it. with
Oh, you mean Yen Lauren?
And I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on him, and I'm gonna be thinking to myself, man, seemed so strange. Just a few minutes ago, he was asking me how much money I had. Now he's laying there like a piece
Oh,
of
nice.
meat. So
You,
I'm gonna
Charge him
do-
for this.
You actually, Yen Lauren, you actually
Leave
hear.
me on the ground, see what character I roll next.
I like the accent.
18.
So looks like you get.
I had the
plus
same
11.
accent.
18 hit points for Yen Lauren. Can I pull him into the grenade-free zone where?
You use your
Ben
action to
and I
cast
are?
Cure Wounds.
What?
Use your action to cast Cure Wounds.
Yeah, but can I, as a move, pull him or anything?
No.
Or no.
It's an action to drag someone.
Damn.
Yeah.
Can I move over him and put a? No, I don't need to put a shield on him. We'll just hope that another hand grenade doesn't come flying in there.
It's a good call. Yeah. Brox.
All right. Sorry, dude. Wake up.
Can I feed him a good berry?
Yeah, as an action.
Yeah. I
Okay.
can feed him the one that I have.
Okay. And then just staying there in cover.
Nope. I will second.
Oh, okay.
I'm so full, guys.
And then,
You've had 2 days worth of food now.
yeah, Lauren.
Oh yeah.
Trying not to throw up from the bloating that I'm feeling. I'm gonna step.
It's not so good. Joe.
I'm gonna step back here, and if anyone comes within my line of sight
Pew,
that I
pew.
don't recognize, I'm gonna freeze ray the shit out of them.
Ren.
I'm gonna pop my head around the cover.
Okay. Look out the door. Make a
And what do I?
wisdom perception check.
12. 22.
You're pretty sure that everyone in the hallway is either gone or is moved back a bit. You can kind of see through the holes behind Broxgar. You see what looks like an earthen hand just kind of scoping it, and it seems to be holding an unconscious one of these guys. You're not sure, but it looks like the situation might be under control.
Yeah, then we're gonna peek out and see what we can see.
Okay. You see a guy down the hallway, still kind of standing there near the door, and it looks like he's looking at it, but he's also keeping an eye on you. He's got a pistol in his hand, and he kind of sees you and goes,
Mm-hmm. So do I get to do anything, or
You still have action. Oh, no, you perception checked. You were looking at the situation.
can I move back under
Yeah.
into cover?
Sure can.
That's what I would want to do for sure.
Sam?
I drop concentration on earthen grasp and just let the guy
Just
ground.
flops on the ground as the earth basically back. The tiles are still broken off of it, but yeah.
Right. Was this one of the guys that was shooting at us earlier?
Oh, yeah. He's the one who threw the grenade.
Has he taken any damage himself yet?
Doesn't
it look
appear
like
to.
he's gotten hit?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to toll the dead. Let's try a firebolt.
He
10.
dodges to the side. It scrapes across the hall side. It kind of hits the door behind him, which is still ajar from the guy exiting it. It flops open a bit, and you see the other guy climbing down a ladder that seems to be connected to the skywalk.
Right, and that was also the guy who, that was there were 3 guys that were in
Yeah.
there, right? And that
One's
was
out the
guy.
door all the way to the side, to the west, and then there's the guy in the middle, and then there's the unconscious guy on the ground basically at your feet. Yep.
Right, I will pop back around the corner because I don't want to get shot.
Yep. He walks towards you guys. As he does so, he kind of looks into the apartment and kind of smiles, points a gun down at the guy on the ground, and pulls the trigger. You watch as his head explodes all over the ground, and he says, "You're not taking any fucking prisoners." And then he opens his coat and shows you that he has a bunch of grenades still on his jacket. Bring it. Fucking bring it. I'll bring this whole goddamn floor down.
Oh boy.
80
Tell the conglomerate we say hello, bastard.
The fucking who?
Alright, it's time to just go around the corner and go ham on the guy and try and knock out this one.
Okay.
So first attack with judgment is a 13
That will hit.
for 14 damage.
Okay. Roll a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Those
Ren,
explosions
you
happen.
watch
8.
as judgment hits the guy, and the guy pulls something from his jacket, and you see all of them just go dush, 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 and just start to detonate. As that happens, you feel a hand on your shoulder. You kind of look to the left, and you see Endemon just throw you into the room and stand in the doorway. The fire explodes. None of it passes him. He just stands there in the doorway, the brunt of the explosion just hitting him square in the face. Valette, your dexterity throw was not good enough. You'll be
I
taking...
Do I
die.
need to make one also?
Yes, but you have
Or-
advantage because you're around the corner.
Okay, that's something. So let me see. Dexterity saving throw is 13.
13 is not good enough. 15 is a DC. So,
Wait, I've got a question. Shield would not help mitigate any of the
No.
damage at all, right?
Not
Okay.
at all.
Didn't think so, just figured I'd ask.
Sir Belmont may.
the two of you will be taking 24 points of fire damage.
24.
Yeah, I rolled really shitty.
I have 2 hit points, guys.
I'm still up.
But those of you that are inside of the chamber proper, the walls also blow out.
Nice apartment you had, Gilbert.
Son of a bitch, guy.
You want to keep this thing,
You
right?
think I'm gonna let you?
Now the night sharks are going to be. The night sharks are
It
going to.
was her fault!
John, can I action surge?
And you also watch as his body, basically from the center point, he effectively takes
Yeah.
maximum damage from the attack, which was 50. So
Ooh.
just to let you know how well you fucking did, but yeah, he exploded. There's literally just him in char all over the floor, which is the only thing that really remains, in the ceiling as well.
So with that,
As you kind
I'm
of
gonna-
lay on the ground, Ren, sorry, real quick. As you kind of lay on the ground, you kind of see Enderman kind of look over his shoulder and says, "You all right?"
Ren would say, I'm okay, but these others maybe not so much.
And looks over to Gilbert. Figure it out.
All right, I can heal him.
so I turn to Sam, say, "Watch the door." I start booking it down the hallway, and as I'm passing the door, say, "There's one left." Those who
As
can't
you're about
follow-
to head towards the hallway, you hear this loud screeching sound. It sounds like the elevator dragging down from the 10th floor down. It sounds really loud. And then you hear it just kind of thud on this level. The doors open. You see two metallic hands pulling the doors open.
Oh, God.
And then you see
No.
leaning out of the door frame a Nyctalope.
Son of a bitch!
Really? And we're like almost dead.
No.
Wait.
We got it,
Why
we can
is
do
one
this.
showing up? It's not late enough in the day for the spell to worn off, I thought.
Make an Arcana check. Intelligence Arcana.
Yeah, at disadvantage, right? Because this is going to go fucking well. 11.
Shit.
You're in a public place and people were mentioning the conglomerate and renegade mages.
Okay, fair point.
Yeah.
I mean, I might have been one of those people.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Whoops.
It was you and the asshole when you fucking cast spells. Also, you cast illegal spells in a public place. That said,
No one was in the hallway.
this doesn't appear to be like the Nyctalopes that you saw the night before, or the night before last.
2 hit points.
This one appears to be just kind of regular, more in line with what you recognize as the descriptions of Nyctalopes, just kind of peeking its head around. It does look like it has a situation where it doesn't know if it's going to be able to engage. So it states,
I'm within 5 feet of it, I'm guessing, huh?
it's kind of looking down at you. It says, "Halt, renegade. Prepare for
I
detainment."
have 2 hit points, guys. I'm just putting that out there.
So, John, this
Not my
happened in the
turn.
middle of my turn.
Yeah, you still have
No,
movement.
it is your turn now.
Oh, it is my
Okay.
turn now.
Well, no.
Alright, well, I know you were hurt. right?
Yeah, still,
It's Valet. It's Valet.
Valet still has
Sorry.
movement.
Oh. So that was with my first set of movement.
You can make it back.
No, I said that it interrupted your movement, so you haven't even gotten more than 5 feet away from that.
Okay,
position.
so at most standing over this dead body.
Yep.
Fart.
You're standing adjacent to Broxgar. Have you touched tips with him?
Because there's just Paul.
Please let it be healing. Please let it be healing.
It's probably not.
Could be.
I look at Broxgar and fight this or chase the other guy, and hold out my sword. Like, I'm action surging to do the action, and like if he doesn't take, if he doesn't take the reaction, that it'll just waste my action, right?
So, what I'm going to allow here is there's the do you wanna, and then Joe can respond. Do you wanna?
Yes.
Okay. So then your action would be to touch the weapons together. Okay.
Okay, so then action surge, and I offer out judgment touch tips.
All right. The second you kind of like reach out and they touch, you then kind of hand him judgment. Broxgar takes judgment in one hand, and Fury changes in the other hand into a very long-barreled rifle, able to fit judgment into the barrel. The sword guard's kind of sliding into these slots along the groove of the barrel. Once it sets into place, he's going to make a single ranged weapon attack with Fury.
Yeah.
That'll hit. Roll damage as if you'd hit with Fury.
5 Rooney.
And
There's bonuses too.
then roll a d10 and add Valette's fighter level to the d10. So 4, so 11. 11 fire damage. And then Valette, you are pulled from your current position to Judgment. So you are
Interesting.
adjacent to him in the most direct line for Broxgar. So it'd be right there. Yep.
Okay. All right. I for him.
Yeah, we're both kind of fucked right now.
And that's my
Yeah.
turn.
Gilbert, make your
Okay.
choice.
That one would be called Blade Shot.
Each that's really cool for closing distance. I like.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. I could snipe you pretty far with that long barrel, right?
Okay. Let's see. That goes up to the Gilbert.
All right, great guys. Actually, I got a good idea here. I hear what's going on. This wall right like here.
If you can see it,
First out.
you can see it.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see. So it's gone.
If I poke my head around, can I see where? I'm just gonna move my guy here for a second. Yeah. Okay. So I can see both of them.
Yep.
So I'm gonna poke my head around there, and I'm going to use my ability. It's Channel Divinity. It's called Step Together. This is a great ability, guys. Check this out. So I use this as a Channel Divinity, and then everybody can move. So that's a bonus action. It says. Everybody
your
within
speed.
120 feet of me can move their speed, and you can't take you won't get an opportunity attack. So that lets you guys get the frick out of there.
Is Endemon an ally?
You guys can all go first, and I'll go last. So he's an ally. Every single person that I can see could go.
Valette, take your movement.
So you go first, Valette will follow you.
I already took my movement because again, I have 2 hit points.
Where'd you go?
Tim, take your movement.
Down the hallway, out of the sight of this thing.
Okay, because I couldn't really see. Because after
Yeah.
I peeked over and did that, I probably would have stuck my head back here.
Wait, John. Would I have the idea that if this over here goes one way, it would loop around on the other side? Like
So-
it would be a circuit?
There are a total of 4 annexes,
Uh-huh.
kind of forming a cross, and they're interconnected by skywalks at different levels. This is at the 5th level, from east to west. This one goes across the cross. The other ones are more diagonal shaped and otherwise, but this one goes from east to west annex and is a long crosswalk that has kind of open air, and there's a series of fire escapes, one on either side of the skywalk close to the exits, that leads down to a series of steps on the outskirts, on the interior of the cross. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Sure.
And you do not see the guy right now after the movement. And the door's kind
Right.
of flopping open.
Okay.
Everybody else move if you want to. We're getting the heck out of here, guys.
Endemon engages with the target once he's channeled to Step Together.
That's fair enough.
I mean,
Everybody
to
else,
be
you
fair,
can
if
move if you
anyone's
want
going
to.
to, sure.
You can move up to your speed if you want to.
Yeah, I'm not happy about being in the back corner of the far end of this apartment now.
Well, you could wait in there and it may not attack you, but everybody else that it's already seen, it's probably going to attack.
Oh shit, you're right.
I mean, it's not like there's a rogue wizard in front of it that it's going to attack, probably for no good reason.
Sam,
It's not as if I attacked it.
How
Sam.
far away did you move? Would I have any idea where Sam moved? Like, did he go
I
downstairs?
ran past you, so yes.
Oh, okay. I would have seen you. All right. Then I'm gonna go 35 feet out of here. Guess that would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. No, I can't really see. I can go 30. Well, I guess I can only go 35.
Sam, as you move
That was
though,
a bonus action. Could I double move?
you can
No.
dash if you want. Yeah.
All right. I'll just dash. Just
Guys,
get
just-
one ahead of him.
I would like to say, if this thing has lightning bolt,
We're dead.
Sam, it says as it kind of is engaged and kind of looks at you, it says, "Halt! You have 10 seconds to comply." continue to run, and you will face.
Comply with this.
Okay, Broxgar, you're up. You can go ahead and take your turn, or you can let Endemon take his.
This is another one of the conglomerate constructs, is that right?
Correct. It's similar to the one you fought the other night, but it looks like it's older.
He's got an awesome sword, Joe. Maybe let him try.
This is Prince of Fire, man. We gotta get out of here. Endemon, we need to run. Follow everyone else down. I'll cover you.
I've got your back. Go.
I shoot the cannon at
He
the
looks.
monster.
Yeah, he looks over at you, and you look at him, and you get this realization: I'm not a coward. And you look at him, and you're like, I'm not either. It fails its dexterity saving throw, and it'll take the full 10 damage. You see you see Endemon kind of look over his shoulder, and in kind of in your eyes, you see like a glint of, hell yeah, and he turns back to Tango. As he spins around to face off with it, you see him kind of whup the blade, and everything goes silent for a second after like the shot is fired, and it's like there's a clarity of like your audio. You can hear everything. Everything stops ringing for a second. Everything's silent, and you can just hear the blade moving through the air. As it does so, you hear a sloshing sound. It sounds like there's liquid moving inside of the blade as he swings it out. And he'll attack 3 times.
It's a waterbed sword.
Wow.
Crit, hit.
A lot of.
Oh, goddamn. 22, 31, 38. Okay, so it will have that, and basically you watch the cannon hit the shoulder and kind of like leave a large kind of like opening in the plating, and he kind of like turns away from you. You see his first attack come down and hit that spot. As it cleaves into it, he kind of pushes it down, pulls away, stabs upward into the glass at the top, like in the head. You watch it break open, and he kind of rents the brain, like cleaving a part of it off, spins the blade back around and cuts the thing in the throat, and oil just starts leaking out of its throat. It appears to still be functional, but it looks like he basically, quote-unquote, bloodied it in one go. Lauren.
We can win this!
I think so.
Strike the construct down!
Are you in the bathroom?
Yeah. Everyone ran, and I decided to hide.
Smart.
I took a lot of
Right in the
damage.
toilet.
Are you hanging out there?
And yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
Just to say, Lauren, you do have another good berry if you really need it.
I've got plenty of health. I'm just shook a little bit.
Ren.
I'm gonna need a round or two.
Oh boy. I cannot get to him.
You hear Endemon yell over his shoulder, "Go! Me and Brox got this! Chase that guy or whatever."
There's another guy.
The guy that escaped.
Yeah, the one that escaped.
Are you exiting the scene of battle, or are you staying to fight?
I'd want to stay and help.
Okay. Tell us what you're doing.
I'm gonna move. I can't. Crap. I guess I'll move in front of. Here. Could I go off to the right or the left?
Doors are closed, but the broken walls you can, yeah. Step into somebody else's apartment, sure.
Yeah, and I'm gonna take the dodge action
Okay.
until I'm close enough.
You're basically closing the gap cautiously.
Yep.
Okay. Sam, are you running off to chase after the guy, or are you staying to fight this thing?
I'm going to start running to go after the guy.
Okay,
Why
you've
not?
entered a cinematic. You are ignored for the rest of the combat. We'll discuss what happens while you're fighting, or while they're fighting.
Actually, really quickly, John,
Oh.
as my. Can I use my cure wounds device on myself?
Yeah.
As I'm going.
Go for it. So you're not dashing
How
after
much
him. You
does
just
that one do? Is that?
it's
No, I'm not dashing. I'm going to dash next round, but
Well-
I'm just.
Do you have a potion loaded in it?
I mean, we discussed it. I've set it up to specifically have a potion.
Yeah.
loaded.
So you'd have
We
one.
started this,
2d4
so, yeah.
plus 2.
Okay, so it's just 2d4 plus 2. Okay,
Yep.
just want to make sure.
And then 87, chasing or staying?
I tell Broxgar, when you're done here, watch that door, and I point to the door that they had referenced. I believe it was this one.
Correct. The north door on that side, yep.
And I dash off after the last gang guy.
Okay.
So
You are in a
I'm out.
cinematic. Gilbert,
All right.
are you chasing after the guy or are you staying on the scene to fight?
I'm gonna stay on the scene because is Broxgar injured at all?
A little wounded.
Little wounded. All right. I guess what I could do is move. I think that's 20 feet so far, and then I would actually. I guess I'm gonna healing word him. Or actually, I could cure wounds him. Actually, maybe.
Yeah, whatever you
I'll
want to
cure
do.
wounds him, and then I'll go in here when I'm done.
Okay,
Hide.
got it.
All right. So what? How badly are you hurt? Could I tell? You look real bad or not bad at all?
Hit pretty hard, but I'm not quite.
All right. I'll do a level 2 just to give you as much as I can. All right. So it looks like you get 13 hit points back.
Awesome. Thank you. I'm feeling great.
Welcome.
Okay. At the bottom of the initiative, the thing will go. It's going to swing its blade in at him. It's going to attack twice. It hits with one of them. The first attack he parries with his sword and kind of knocks it away. The second attack he kind of uppercuts the blade in and it kind of hits against the side of him, which you can notice from behind. It doesn't actually cut into him. It kind of just cleaves like along the side of his back and kind of misses behind him. But you notice that the thing is on fire and it's burning, but it appears that it's not affecting, the fire is not affecting the man, the Endemon. Brox, you're up. You see him kind of duck down and look over his shoulder again real quick as the blade removes itself away from him, and he points at the head, or his own head, as he looks back at you.
Indemon points at his own head.
Yeah.
Alright. I'll take a shot with Dead Eye using my second point of grip.
Okay, going for the head.
Yeah.
Take the shot. The
Great.
hit.
Wow.
Roll damage.
Critical damage.
One.
All right, you watch as it hits the brain, the remnants of the brain, and shoots it clean off the top of the thing, just splattering everywhere. The second it leaves the dome, it just kind of and just stops moving and being active. All right, cut from everybody who's in the battle right now, back to the guys outside. Sam, you make it a couple of seconds out, but you don't continue running. You kind of focus on yourself. You hit yourself with the injectable, and you're like, kind of look around like, fuck. And then you see Valette bolt out and run towards, again, faster and more just
Right.
awesome than you. Like RoboCop, or
I
more
mean,
like,
to be fair, I'm not built for running. I'm built for thinking.
yeah, like the Liquid Terminator in T2. Like, just she bolts, heads to the ladder, and looks down. He is a good 40, 50 feet down. He's maybe 20 feet off the ground. He's made a lot of headway in the time you guys have been dilly down.
John?
Yeah.
John, I look at Valette and say, Valette, do you trust me? Because if you do, just fucking jump. and I'm gonna just charge after him if he jumps.
All right. If I think I know what's happening. Do you
We've
do
been
it?
there before. It went well.
I will hesitantly. No, there's no hesitation. I will trust him this moment because we have to get our guy, and I will jump.
The two of you jump off of the building
I'm
and
going
fall
to-
to your deaths. No.
I'm jumping off the building too, and I would like to say I'm going to wait a little bit before I cast Featherfall so we gain some ground on this fucker, and then
You
cast
fall-
it.
Okay, so if that's the case, I want you to make a dexterity saving throw because you are attempting to try and time it with your reaction. And based on your dexterity saving throw, I'll tell you how far down you get before you trigger it.
All the way.
Yeah.
Oh, if you
if
fumble,
anyone has-
if you fumble, yeah, you totally misjudge it and bury yourself. So that's the thing that happens.
This is what you get for wanting to
10.
be cool.
Okay, you very quickly realize that you're like, oh, and you trigger it immediately. So you're gonna fall at the 60-foot rate as normal. Basically, as you kind of catch wind and feel yourself like your shit like lift out of your guts into your throat, you're like, oh, okay, now's good.
I don't
Now's
even get like 10 feet.
I'd say about 10 feet, yeah. So
Okay.
So you're about 70 feet down at the end of this round, and he is about 20 feet off the ground. You guys are on the 5th floor, which is about, it's not 50 feet, it's more like 100 feet, because the stories are actually 20 feet high, based on the flights that I described. So you guys are about 30 feet off the ground, and he's about 20 off the ground. You very quickly realize, too, that he is maybe 10 feet off the ground, or no, 10 feet away from the ladder is his auto carriage, kind of parked along the side of the building like I described it. He jumps off, hits the ground. Let me just make an acrobatics check here. He succeeds, so he's not prone. He just takes a bit of damage. 2 damage. He rolls up to his feet, and he's going to dash to the car. As an inconsequential portion of that action, he's going to open the door and get in.
Okay.
Go ahead. It's
I
your
have a
guys' up.
question.
Go ahead.
So this car, can I do this to it?
So you shoot it.
Like aiming at the engine block specific.
Yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, so that's for 1, and then there's 2 more. So
And
Yeah.
I would.
Attack it 2 more times.
yeah, I know my thing's taking a while to load in right now.
Okay.
So,
Can I command my horse to round the corner and charge and attack the engine block of the car?
So you could. It's about 40 feet away. It would move 50 feet. It would be coming up to the back of the vehicle. So to get around
Okay.
to the front of it, it would take its more than its full move.
Could it jump and like land on the
It's
top?
gonna have to-
like that.
To get to the engine on the front, it's gonna have to
He'd
dash.
have to dash. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
okay,
can he get to the car? If you said the car's 50 feet away and it can move 60, right?
It moves 50. The horse.
Oh, okay. I think the stat block's off.
John,
this-
17,
hold on.
11, 17. Damage would be 9. Actually, yeah, 9, 9, and 4. If the 11 hits.
1 second. 9, 9, and
Yep.
4. That's a total. Oh, wait, no. So the AC on the thing is 15. So the first and the last will hit
Okay,
because it's
so it's a 9 and
yeah.
a 4, so 13 total damage.
it's got a bit of a shell to it. It is 60
yes, that's
feet.
fine. I figured
Yeah.
it probably would. I just wasn't sure.
It is 60 feet, Tim. So the horse can get to the front of the vehicle and attack it if you want. Since this is non-magical damage, you're basically attacking structural. You can't you're not lifting up the hood and then hitting it.
Right, exactly.
Whereas he's putting holes through the thing. Go ahead and make an attack with the horse's hooves. See what it does.
All right. Oh,
Don't worry, guys. The conglomerate will never know I was here.
And you'll also be landing this turn. You guys
Whoa!
Double.
roll damage.
okay, that is.
Does the horse have a charge ability?
It has trample effectively.
Oh, okay.
Roll D2.
I think you can just click the attack. Can't you?
D6.
Click the.
Well, it has to do how the crit works.
No. Player characters crit like that. NPCs don't.
Okay.
Just click it.
So this would just be 4d6 plus 4.
Yeah, we'll just click the attack. It should do the auto. It should automatically do it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's fine.
16 damage.
Okay. All right. So it puts a pretty decent dent in it, but it seems resistant to the horse's attack. And it doesn't really stop it, but it's already kind of smoking from the scorching rays. It just has a very large dent in the hood now. On his turn, he's going to make a vehicle's land check to see if he can get the thing going the way he wants it to.
Fail.
Natural 20. It's exciting.
Damn.
And he puts it into reverse.
John,
I could take a screenshot of it if you want.
I'm kidding. I'm just
Anyways,
giving you a hard time.
he takes it into reverse, backs the car out 30 feet, and then drives it off. As it moves, it will go about 80 feet around at its slowest speed. So it's about 60 feet down the road. The horse could get up to it. And you hear a sound as it kind of guns it, like a backfiring of the vehicle. Okay, and then what would you guys like to do? You're about, I'd say, 50 feet away from the street, and you just landed, or no, sorry, not 50 feet away from the street. More like 20 feet away from the street, because the car was just parked down it.
Quick question. You said the car backfired. Like, is it the car stopping then, or
You don't know.
is it still continuing? All right. I don't know, I'm casting firebolt at the car.
So you're moving out to the street and then casting firebolt on the street. Okay.
Yep.
You see a whole bunch of
Because I'm
people,
smart.
looking at you, going, "Oh!" as you shoot a bolt of flame across the field. And
Guys, it's okay. I hit, but I only do 1 damage to it.
it hits the back of the car. You watch as like one of the windows just shatters, and it does appear to still be moving. All right, and then Villette.
Would I think that the horse would still follow the orders of attack the car?
The car moved away, so it would try to pursue. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So if it's doing that, it can do that. It's gonna go and attack the
You can
car.
get to the back of the car and attack. Go ahead and make an attack.
Okay.
Again, this is at the back of the car, so it's not gonna possibly stop the engine, but you can definitely try and wreck the tires in the back end.
Yeah. Awesome. Why do I? Alright. Hooves. That is
Jesus fucking Christ.
another crit.
Roll damage.
16 damage.
So 8.
That horse, yo.
I'm gonna say that it kind of creates a wobble to the vehicle. Structurally, it's a car. I mean, you're kind of hitting it with a horse's hooves. I mean,
Yeah.
understand, you're definitely fucking winning the day, but it doesn't look like the car is terribly affected. It'll probably go a bit slower.
Right.
But once he gets it into gear, it's going to go more than 80 feet per turn.
And John, trampling charge says that if it moves at least 20 feet towards it in a straight line, it can take another attack with a bonus action.
It's only if it knocks it prone, right?
With its on the. Let me make it bigger. Sorry. You probably are right, but.
Yeah, you can't knock a car prone. That'd be fucking weird.
Oh yeah. You know, you're right. Okay, cool.
Yeah, car can't.
I mean, it would be kind of awesome if you could.
Cars immune to prone. Cars.
With
People done it
my
side.
actions, then if it's acting on its own, can I run and try and jump onto the car and
No.
latch on?
It's 60 feet away down the street, and the street is
Okay.
20 feet away from you. It's 80 feet away from you directly.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
The
Did
horse,
not realize that.
The horse was in an advantageous position because it was next to it, attacking the front end. The car backed up and then drove away, and then the horse just turned around and ran out after it and hit it in the back end. You are going to move 30 feet out to it, and then it's going to be 50 feet away from you.
If I move 30 feet, would it look like I'd have line of sight on the window?
Yeah, 50 feet
Okay.
away.
I dash down as close as I can to the car.
Make a
I
perception
don't know
check.
what else to do.
Because Sam, you're still out. You went out to the street, but you kind of stood on the sidewalk, right? You're not like chasing a car, right? So you're still kind of under the cover of the building, right?
I got it.
Kind of, yeah, while Vlett charges fast.
Okay, Vlett, you kind of look, and then you notice that it's dark on the street, but it's on the street that you're on, but it's light everywhere else. And you look up, and you see that there's a skyship in the air above you.
Oh God, no! Does it look like the same one as last time?
The conglomerate thing had to have come from somewhere. It does look very similar.
Oh.
It's about
Shoot.
120 feet above you.
I look back at Sam. Like, Sam, Sam, we have to scatter.
Right. Fuck.
Okay. If that's the case, cinematic. It drives off, just clunkety clunk 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 down the road, and you guys.
Get its license plate number.
Yeah, you would definitely be able to find the. There's no licensing like that, but you guys who are inside, after you completely destroy that thing, in literally about the same amount of time as it takes to get there, what are you doing immediately after? Yeah, Lauren, are you staying hidden?
I'm sure after all the noise cuts down outside, I'd come back in, you know,
Okay.
or come back out rather from in the you get.
Yep.
Would we hear or see the skyship?
You're inside. There aren't really many windows, and it's out in front, so no.
I would want to examine the Nyctalope and start taking parts of it if I could away.
Sure, it's pretty massive, so yeah.
Doesn't seem salvageable, does it?
No, not really, unless you have a human brain that you want to put in there. There are parts there that might be a
Red
bit.
looks-
You have two unconscious guys here, right?
All right. Better than Gilbert, that's true.
You have 2 dead guys.
Oh, are they dead?
Yeah.
My bad.
One had his head
Wow.
blown off, so his brain's not going to be usable.
Right. I forgot about
He's
that.
thinking if he could bring back any parts for Effie.
And then the other one exploded. The other one... Right, neither of them are salvageable. But is anybody going out onto the catwalk to see what happened with the others?
Yeah. Yeah, I will.
Okay.
So, just a flashback real quick. I did tell Brox to watch that one door in particular, just to remind you if that would have said it.
Yeah, you did.
Do you want to go in there instead?
Yeah, that's piqued my curiosity. I shouldn't go into that.
The door's unlocked.
Not. Yeah, I'll go into it.
Okay.
Hands up! This is Random Adventurers!
When you open it inside, you see it looks like the place has been ransacked. It looks like whoever was living here hasn't been doing much of that in a while, and it looks like it's been probably deserted for a couple of days. There goes the door.
Gilbert, why don't you and Ren, when he's done out there, take a look, see what you can figure out about what's.
Okay.
I'm not sure why. I'm talking to Gilbert. I'm not sure why, but 87 told me to keep an eye on this room. I'm gonna go out and see if I can see them. I don't know. Okay.
I'd investigate.
Okay. And then Brox, you're heading back to the catwalk. Yeah, and Lauren, are you staying with Gilbert and Ren, or are you going out with Brox?
Probably going out with Brox, if that's the way that Bullet went.
Okay. So the two of you step outside, and this is happening simultaneously with you, Tim and Matt. You see the skyship start to move so that it's now in between the west and east building, so it's kind of over the skywalk.
Hi, kitty.
Sorry, she being really lovey. She got a good peps, but she being a bad cat. Okay, so anyways, it kind of maneuvers itself so it's kind of over the skywalk. And so Brox and Yen, you both see it. It appears,
That's not good.
it appears to be the same skyship from the other day, and it also seems to be out in the middle of the day, which is pretty fucking brazen for something that's technically.
That's only because the conglomerate knows that they can wipe everyone's mind. They've got a giant flashy thing.
By the way, I'm really excited about the Liam Neeson Men in Black movie.
Yeah, agreed. But you do see it. It does appear to be the same one. And then the next thing you see is kind of a flash of purple light from the top of the ship, and then a flash of purple light down below. And Sam, you see the flash of purple light, and Valette, you see the flash of purple light, and there standing before you on the street, maybe 30 feet away, is a woman with long blonde hair tied in a huge looking braid, holding a sword that looks very ancient and very powerful.
I'd like to say, I don't recognize this woman at all, do I?
You don't.
Oh, is that Biken?
Valette,
Sarah.
you recognize her.
It's
It is Sarah. And she's wearing a necklace, and inside the necklace's vial, there appears to be a yellowish colored liquid, and it seems to be pulsing with light. She
Where's
says,
Sarah?
"Halt, renegade."
Shoot. I'm looking up the thing they said last time that changed the colors, and I'm basically going to say that.
Give me a second
It's
to
like
go through his notes, folks.
directive.
No idea what yellow means.
Yeah, I know the one changed red to orange. That. Having trouble. Release control wind restriction 2. And I just say, Sam, let's go, and I run towards the horse.
Wait, do you say that?
I say release control wind restriction 2.
And you are.
I don't know what that's gonna do,
You're technically
but I know it does something.
I
conglomeration.
would agree with the charging towards something. Yeah. Getting out of there is what I think I would do. Yes.
So the second he says that, you see the vial change colors and becomes orange in coloration. Her face kind of like lowers and she looks at it, and then she looks up at you. And the second that she looks up at you, she grins, and huge radiant angelic wings appear behind her and just flap outwards, and she holds the sword out, and as she does, you can see that she's dragging her other hand up the blade, and then she throws her hand down. The blood hits the ground and starts burning the asphalt with radiant energy, and the sword starts to like pulse with radiant light. Halt, renegade.
I started running.
I think you made her Super Saiyan mode.
I know, it's not good.
Joining with Valette on this one in terms of the running thing.
Okay,
I
we'll go.
kind of wish that I could spell Expedious Retreat right now.
We'll go ahead and cut to the other scene. Yen Lauren and Broxgar, you see the purple light from the ship and kind of, understand that something's going on. If you kind of look over the ledge and kind of look out that way, you see Valette and Sam just darting off in a direction. Like, just where are you guys going? Where are you running to?
I'm just following Valette right now.
are
I don't
you
know where
being-
she's
I'm
going.
running towards the horse and then mounting and
Well-
galloping off.
Are you
Here's the
taking
question.
Sam
Is
with
the
you?
horse in the direction of Sarah, or is
Yes. Sarah's in between you and the horse.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Does the horse move faster?
And the horse take the disengage action?
It doesn't matter. She's ready to fight. She's not.
Oh
wasting
yeah,
her-
she can
it's not
take a
her-
ready action second.
Yeah.
No. We run the other way and we're gonna try and run around the block and meet up with.
Okay, so you're beating feet. So Brox, the thing I just described is happening. You guys see them dart one way, and then shortly thereafter, you see an angelic figure start marching down the street after them. From this distance, Brox, your goggles kind of zoom in, and you see it. It is Sarah. Out of character question. This is just for my own sake. Who currently has Asafune?
Me.
That's
Yeah,
what I
me and
thought.
Lauren does.
That's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure that that was exactly my notes. Perfect. Okay, you two are doing that. let's go ahead and ask you guys what you guys are planning to do. There's a long ladder down, 100 feet or so. If you slide down it, you could probably make it in 2 turns.
If you joined us, I could have just featherfalled you guys too, but oh well.
They were busy.
I'm
All but one of you.
Let him talk. Joe, what are you doing?
I'd kind of just be staring, like, it's Sarah. The bastards brought Sarah back from the dead. Or
All
just
right.
be like awestruck at that fact.
It's pretty fucking maddening, to be sure. Okay, so you guys just kind of watch that scene. Yeah, Lauren, are you doing anything in particular?
No,
Okay,
I don't think so.
just watching it
We need-
happen.
We need to get the others. We need to go back and get Ren and get out of here.
Ren, Gilbert, both of you can. Actually, Gilbert's probably just helping. Ren, make an investigation check real quick.
We're doing the wrong thing. Oh man. A 27 if he's helping. I got a crit.
You very quickly realize that this floor plan is very identical and similar to the floor plan of his, except that there's a bit more room because the stairs aren't kind of interjecting in the living room area. So you walk over to the door to check the bedroom. You open up the door and you see that the bed has a dead body in it.
Yeah, let's examine the dead body.
Based on the
I could.
description, it looks like it might be Hugo Dermont.
I have a forensics ability with my investigation skill.
Okay. You want to know the cause of death?
I want to know the cause of death.
Yeah, it looks like he was shot in the head by some sort of firearm or possibly other projectile device. There's not much in the way of powder burning or anything like that. It looks like some sort of projectile was shot through his face.
Is there any kind of thing on his person that I could take as evidence that it's him, so we could bring it back to the other guy who was asking about?
With that investigation check, you kind of quickly do a scan, and this is about the time the others are coming back in. But you find that hidden inside of his mattress, very cunningly, is a brown envelope that appears to contain some pieces of paper. You don't really have time to get them out and look at them before the others enter
Great.
into the room.
Sure, I'll just stow it then.
Okay. Yeah, Brox and Yen, you run in. Fuck. And then you guys hear kind of a thumping sound.
Do I know? I'm sorry. Do I know how long the body's been there?
Day and a half.
I mean, like how long it's been? So it's been dead about a day and a half. Okay, thank you. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, and sorry, I would have said to Joe or to Brox, like, you go, I'll stay and watch. So he's running in to get them, I hope,
Okay.
while I'm standing outside to keep an eye on this fucking thing.
You hear something moving inside of the elevator frame, and it kind of starts to come out, pushing its way past the fallen Nyxalope that's kind of in the way. Kind of squeezing out through it, and you recognize the figure immediately, Yen Lauren. Yeah. Very familiar to you. You remember this individual from the other night. A humanoid-looking figure wearing a red robe, white porcelain skin that seems to be broken apart, kind of moving into the hallway. He looks at Donovan. Donovan's got his sword raised. He looks back over his shoulder at you and kind of holds his position. The mage, looking at you, says, "Halt, renegade. I have no intention of detaining you. Or your friends. So you can make it easy, or you can all die very horrible deaths." Donovan you can see him kind of tense into a battle posture.
so you can kill us easy way, or we can maybe take some shots at you. Yes?
As he kind of just he casts a spell. Donovan seems to be caught off guard by the spell, but you watch the floor underneath Donovan kind of shape out around his feet, and Donovan just falls into the ground. Then the floor shuts back. And he looks to you. No one's standing between you. Now it's a real wizard's duel, unless you want to throw that puny dwarf against me. What will it be?
It would be fun to watch you fight Little Blue Man. Yes?
Fair enough. He steps forward, kind of looking at the body of the dead person. He says, "Your handiwork."
Oh, not mine, but ours as collectors.
Fair enough. Initiative. Broxgar, you're first. Back into the cycle.
What's the scene right? Because when I left, we were all upstairs investigating the room.
You ran into the room to tell Ren and Gilbert, "Hey, fucking shit." Then you came back out, and Yen Lauren is talking to this mage, the porcelain mage, and the porcelain mage just caused the floor to just open up underneath Donovan and drop him out of the room. Then the floor sealed back.
I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to hold my act.
Okay. Yen.
I'm gonna take the dodge action heroically.
Well, you're
See
also
what happens.
standing close to Broxgar. If you want to give that a go.
Oh fuck yeah! I've still got my thingy bobber. Let's see what that thing does. Let's do this thing, Brox.
Do you touch tips, Joe?
Fuck yeah! Unless he doesn't want to.
What's it gonna be,
I
Joe?
won't be embarrassed. I'll just be standing here with it out.
Yeah.
And everyone.
You watch as Fury's head changes into a large crossbow. Broxgar makes a ranged attack with Fury. The attack does not deal regular damage, it deals psychic damage.
14.
I hope he's immune to psychic damage.
14 will hit. He's not immune to psychic damage.
Cool.
I don't think. Let me double check. No, just the Nyctalops are immune to psychic damage. He is not. Okay, so you'll deal damage with Fury, but it's all psychic damage. So 6. And then I need you to, Lauren, just roll. What's your spell save DC?
16.
Okay, I fail a spell save. Go ahead and cast Eldritch Blast, but just give me the damage total.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I just need the damage.
9.
So you watch as this bolt flies out and then just disappears, and he tries to dodge it, but it hits, nothing hits him. And then you watch him kind of grab his head, and you can see a pulse of purple energy kind of flare from the Dream Shard, disappear, and then appear on his head and just pulse again. So yeah, the next person to attack him has advantage.
Nice.
All right.
Can I take my held action?
Yeah.
Alright.
You want to snap around and touch tips with him?
Yeah!
Double whammy, baby!
Oh my god, this could be a short fight.
I do.
Fury. Dream Shard. Oh, damn. Yeah, this one's good. You watch as Fury thing snaps around. He's holding the axe hand, and the haft of it turns into like 6 barrels. And Yenlorin's Dream Shard pulses with energy that fills each of the barrels. Make a single ranged weapon attack with advantage against the target with Fury. Joe.
17.
Alright. Each creature within 5 times your proficiency bonus feat. Oh, it's a shotgun shot. So, what's your proficiency bonus right now? 2?
Yes.
Yeah. So it
10 feet.
It shoots 10 feet, and it would have struck them with Yenlorin's Eldritch Blast damage. But that's it. Nothing too much. I forgot that was a close bursty one.
So they're out of range.
Yeah, so it shoots like a shotgun.
That's
It's pretty
I'm a
good.
fan of it.
Yeah, in case you and I ever get surrounded.
Yep. Touch
Yeah.
hits. Ren.
I'm gonna spread.
So we obviously hear
Oh.
gunshots happening
Hold on.
outside, and
Sorry, he was saying something else. What did you say, Joe?
I just moved like so that we're not clustered out, spread out.
Okay.
Yeah, we can.
Then Ren.
yeah, so we heard
Yep.
gunshots outside, so we know stuff is happening.
Lots of pew pew lasers.
I would turn Gilbert and go ahead.
No, you're fine.
And take out Ketsujin and offer to do the dual technique.
With Gilbert?
Yeah, I think the others have already spent their actions and reactions, right?
Correct.
Sure.
Gilbert.
Sure. Do you want to wait till we see the whites of its eyes, or do you want to do it now?
Well, we already know the game plan for Cranebeak. So if you're doing it, allied creatures within 30 feet of you, including yourself, Ren, can move half their speed as a free action. Movement does not provoke opportunity attacks. Also, you designate one creature within 30 feet. After the movement, all allied creatures, including yourself, who attack that creature before the end of your next turn, deal additional damage dice equal to half your sneak attack damage rounded down.
I think that's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
And it gets you guys out into the hallway. So everybody can move within 30 feet of Ren, can move half your speed. And then you're designating the mage as the target of tactical placement.
So I've moved half my speed rounded down, and now what?
Then now from until the end of your next turn, everyone besides you deals additional damage to the target you designate, equal to half your sneak attack damage, rounded down.
Great.
Which should be what, 2d6?
It is
1d6.
2d6. So it's 1d6 extra damage, right?
Yep, correct. Okay. Tactical placement, good times. Sam, you continue to run.
So that was that. But then does something else? Do I get to continue acting, or that was the action?
That was the action. We've done this before. This is yeah. Yours is more like it's kind of a focusing. Everyone's going to do extra damage on that guy now.
So then, if I know that's the case, I would want to stay in the door.
Well, you wouldn't be able to see him if that were the case, but you still have your movement now. You've taken your action, so you could move away from it. Yeah.
Okay.
I guess that's a good choice.
I think it's a good choice.
All right. Broxgar, make a wisdom saving throw.
$14.
I think you're fine. Double checking. Nope, you are not fine. He casts some sort of spell, and you feel your mind kind of cloud, and you just go black, like you don't see anything. Yenlorin, you see him turn around and raise fury, aimed at you. And then I specify a simple and general course of action. Kill Yenlorin. All right. So yeah, from here on, Joe, just do me a favor and continue to try to kill Zach. 87, you continue running. And Gilbert. Yep, you see the outside the door. Brox looks kind of fucked up. Something weird's happened there. And then you know that you would gain benefits if you attacked the guy.
Right. Damn. Well, I'm gonna pop out. If it'll let me. Come on. Okay, there we go. It's where is it? Is it right there? Oh, son of a bitch! I recognize that thing.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna shoot a guiding bolt at it,
Okay.
and hopefully something will happen when I do that.
Yeah.
Holy shit! I critted it. My
So-
guiding bolt,
Go ahead and click the spell damage.
and it was only level 1. Was what I was planning on doing, but
Mm-hmm.
ooh, 14 plus 8 because it was a crit. Right?
No, the 8 is inaccurate. So it should be
Oh.
6, 12, 18, 24. 14 plus 24 is 38
Yeah.
plus 2d6 and double the 2d or 1d6 and double the 1d6.
All right. Let me see here. You said it was just 1d6.
Yeah, you'll roll 2d6 because it's critting. Okay.
Another 8.
You step out the door. Broxgar's kind of dominated Yen Lauren. You can see that Broxgar's basically engaging to get ready to fight you. Then you see Gilbert pop out of the hallway and go, ha ha! And raise his holy symbol. This bolt of radiant energy flies off, hits the conglomerate agent in the face, and knocks his head clean off.
Nice.
Holy shit! I'm looking at my guns.
The frame of it
Bully,
just
bully, bully.
the frame of it just falls to the ground.
Wow.
Yep. All right.
And then I look at Ren and I said, "That power of yours is amazing."
Brox, you level out. You are no longer
Buddy.
controlled.
Oh, that was weird.
And Yen Lauren, what are you doing immediately after the engagement?
That was a mage that just dropped in the room with us, right?
Correct.
I gotta go find that spell book, bitch.
Okay.
First things first.
Yeah, of course. You know what my priorities are. I'm gonna go grab them
If I live,
spells.
I wouldn't mind taking that.
You rush over.
Oh yeah,
You
I
rush
can show
over.
you the other one I got too if you ask me.
Awesome! If I live.
You rush over to him, and you see that inside of his chest chassis, like about where the neck would be, you see that there's like a small gemstone hanging on a chain around his neck. It's purplish in color, and it's kind of pulsing as you kind of get close. And as you're getting close to the body, you see that he's let go of his sword, short sword that's laying off on the side of the floor, and his head's over a different direction because it got cleanly knocked off. But the body, the center portion of the body, just vanishes in a puff of purple smoke.
God damn it. Alright, that's fine. There's not much I can
But
do.
we finally thought we got ahead of him.
We did. We just got the head of him.
All right. Donovan rushes up the stairs. You guys okay? And as he's getting there, you see that the body, not the brain that got knocked out of it, but the body of the Nyctalope also glimmers purple and vanishes.
We need to find some place to lay low.
Well, I know a place that you really can't lay low because it's very easy to see who goes in and out, but it's my my manor.
We've been traveling as a large group in broad daylight, talking about overthrowing the conglomerate out. It's time we change our ways a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. That would probably be a good idea.
You guys continue running in the alleyways, Sam and Valette, and you finally feel like there's a point where you've lost her. You don't know where she is. She was moving pretty quickly after you, but you don't see her anymore as you kind of duck away, and you guys stop for a second to kind of breathe. Not Valette so much, but Sam is definitely winded. Valette.
Yeah, I would like to say if we do that also, I would probably cast Silent Image on us and make it look like in an alleyway where like a rubbish bin or
Okay.
where a box or something. Like
A cardboard
I am
box.
Not sticking this out there.
A cardboard box
Yeah,
appears
I'm
in both
solid
of you.
staking us.
Yep.
I'm just solid staking us right now.
And you definitely are very tired at this point, Sam, from all of the exertion. Valette just kind of breathlessly just sits there calmly as you guys take the position to hide. What do you guys do?
As I said, I'm solid staking us for a little bit at least, just to make sure that we're out of sight. I don't know, like
I was
I need a
looking.
minute to recover.
I was looking for a more tasty nugget of role playing, but yeah, that's cool too.
Listen, yeah, anyway, Tim, go. Tim, I can't hear.
Sorry. So stage whisper because my mic up there. After we take a break, a short rest. Not really, but should we have my horse come, get you further away?
I mean, if we can get it here without it being seen that much, yeah, that would be a bad idea. Not sure I can go on much further like this right now.
If only we had a way to contact those inside.
Like
I mean, I have this, but I've kind of got it for Winston right now.
Do you think
Yeah.
you could have Winston head over here and try and make contact with the group?
Could give it a shot, sure. How loud are the communicators?
Not terribly loud, like a phone.
Okay. Yeah, so I would, like, I'm going to take a bit of a break, but then I'll try to give Winston a call to see if I can get possibly down this way to give us a hand.
He goes, "Yeah, boss. What's up?"
Yeah, Winston, I need you to... Where the fuck are we anyway? I wasn't paying attention to road signs. I legitimately don't think I would have been paying attention.
Yeah.
John, could I?
No,
Would my horse basically be able to act as like a homing beacon? Since we kind of.
You guys bolted quite a bit away. What's the range on you being able to command your horse? Should be on the device. Device cards are in the handout section under items.
10 minutes. Wait.
Anyway, well, I'm... Okay.
Are we within 1 mile of where I
Yeah,
potentially have it?
you haven't gotten that far.
So, okay. So, just have him meet the horse. You
Okay,
can take.
you're cutting in a
Right,
lot.
there's the horse. I tell him where the horse is, and I tell him to get on the fucking horse when you get here, and it'll take you to us.
Yeah, okay, boss. I'm on the way. Meanwhile, you guys back up in the apartment. What do you do?
well, I guess we probably searched everything, right?
You found a dead body. You found there's the head of the mage is still present because it was cleanly knocked off of the body, and his sword
Maybe we
is
should
still there.
take that. Oh, maybe we should take that and his sword.
Yeah, let's check out
Anything
that sword.
special about the sword?
The short sword appears to be very ornately crafted. It has the conglomerate symbol. It basically looks like a gladius, but at the pommel section, not the pommel section, the sword guard section, it's just the symbol of the conglomerate in a round.
Sword.
Short sword, yeah.
Like,
Gonna be there.
hello?
Yeah, hi, what's up?
I don't know, Matt sounded like he was trying to say something.
No, sorry, I wasn't.
I'll take the sword and examine
Can
it.
we check that first to make sure there's no like residual magic on it before you go carrying it around with you everywhere the party goes?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
a conglomerate thing, please. Thank
it.
you.
Do
Cool.
Tracking.
I don't know, just like give me 10 minutes to run it. Well, like detect magic. I don't know.
Yeah.
10 minutes, do I?
As you're kind of looking over the sword and kind of like standing there, you feel something very strange in your bag. It feels like heat, and then it feels like cold, and then it feels like there's kind of a sizzling sound inside of your bag.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta go get the. I'm gonna address that.
Okay. You pull out Asafune's hilt, and you see that it's kind of pulsing with prismatic energy around the weapon. And then you see kind of just this mode of energy float out from it and go straight up the elevator.
We gotta get out of here. So we get out of
What
here.
is that?
Then you hear a whisper
Probably there.
in your head. It's okay. She's free now. And you don't know where it's coming from, but then you kind of look over to the dream shard that you're holding, or you've kind of set to the side, and you can see that it's kind of pulsing with energy. And then it stops pulsing. And you see just walking out of the wall behind the shard a ghostly figure. And he just stands before you, and he kind of smiles, looking at you. She'll be alright. She's free now. The figure you're looking at appears to be kind of an older gentleman. He has a very long white beard, and he's wearing robes that are very finely crafted, that have like clock symbols on it, and like all these different hourglass symbols as well. And he kind of has just like a smile to him, a certain just nicety. Very nice fellow.
Would we think he was a Time Lord? Does he look like that?
You don't see him.
Ah.
Who is she?
The one that was trapped inside of the sword.
And who are you?
Me? I'm the one who's trapped inside of the shard.
Oh, I see. And who were you before you were trapped?
I don't recall the name. I just remember the instances of when I became trapped. A group of great heroes, long ago. They helped me. They helped me greatly. You see, I did something very bad. I can't remember what it was. Something very horrible. Something that was... something that would be punished by the gods themselves. But I did it in such a way that I could take the powers and control them myself. I remember shunting away a demon lord, a demon prince named Sod Derlathoth. I simply told him that his power was mine. And shortly after that happened, shortly after I destroyed him in his own world, I was defeated by those heroes. And I was able to come to a sense of retribution. The task that I completed, this horrible crime that would be punishable by the gods themselves, the slate that was etched by them for me, for my punishments, was wiped clean. And I was allowed to die. But, like others, I am still needed here. Like her, I'm still needed here. And like him. And he points over to, who's in the hallway with Rien? Is it Ren?
I think I'm in there too, aren't I?
I'm sort of tucked into the...
You were picking up the sword and playing with it, right?
I guess I was, yeah.
Yeah. You see a man step out from behind Ren, Yen Lauren. This man appears to be a Saryujan. Kind of peppered gray hair, but he's semi-translucent and kind of a reddish color, whereas the guy who came out of the wall behind the Dream Shard is kind of a purplish color. But this man appears to be kind of a reddish color in energy. But you can see that he's wearing very fine, regal-looking, noble robes. And he has a single sword at his hip, which appears to be the complementary sword to the sword that Ren currently carries. You notice that the hilt of the sword that he has is a white hilt, just like Ren's short sword. But this one has more of a length to it, and at the end it has an ornate pommel, which appears to be the head of a white tiger. And of course him, and he gestures over to Broxgar. You see a man kind of or a dwarf kind of pop out of the weapon, or move away from it. And you can see that he's wearing a mask over his face, but his big red beard is kind of bustling out. It's kind of distorted because the coloration to this is more of like a darker color, like a dark, like gray. But the mask he wears appears to be a single dragon scale just placed over his face. And he has 2 axes at his belt that look very similar to Fury. And on his back, he has dozens of weapons. Just dozens of weapons on his back. And he kind of nods his head as he approaches as well. The 2 individuals that appear to you, they say, the Sayryujin says, "We don't know who we were, but we know what we must do. You have taken up our weapons. You have taken up a cause that we have set forth, that we have done. A cause that is great. Balances have shifted.
This cause, to clarify?
The dead are being used in a way that it breaks the law of death," says the dwarf. "And they must be stopped."
Allies are always welcome in our journey.
Gilbert isn't too far away, and you see kind of a white figure kind of peer out of the room or wherever Gilbert's nearby, and a woman kind of starts approaching. And she seems to be just magnificently beautiful, elvish. As she approaches, you can see that her eyes in this form are also white and translucent, like you can see right through her head. And her hair just kind of flows with like a ghostly presence. And she says, "You can see us."
Yes, of course. Am I not talking?
The swords have been passed down over time. Many have taken up these weapons in the past, and you are the first who have been able to see us. We've been bound to these blades as long as we can remember. Isn't that right? And the dwarf kind of looks over. "Yeah, it sure is, elf. I'll tell you. You're the only one that remembers anything every time we pop up, every time we get together like this." And she says, "I know. Of course I know, Blaze Hatchet. It is my job to keep the records. It is your job to destroy the evils." She looks over to the Sayryujin, well, almost dropped my hand there, and says, "And it is your job to maintain the honor of this group." And the old man kind of looks over and he says, "I don't remember. What is my task?" She says, "Of course. Your task is to make sure that the laws that are being broken are righted, just as you did oh so long ago." He nods. They kind of turn and start moving back towards their weapons, and the old man doesn't. He stays with you, Yen. "I suppose there are a lot of questions that you have, but I don't have many answers. If you wish to ask them, do so."
These weapons we have, they interact in special way. Is there, other than touching, things we should know about using them?
Well, it should be known that the power within can be unlocked for yourself as well. They have been slowly increasing in power ever since you've brought us together, and bringing all 13 of the blades together should create even more power. We have freed the one who was bound in that one, and she kind of like nods towards the hilt of Asafune. She is currently having, well, a hell of a time. And he kind of leans forward and places his ghostly hand on your face. Do you allow him to touch you, or do you back away?
Yeah. No, I'll allow it.
The second he touches you, you feel everything just kind of purple shift. And then you are on the roof of this building. And you know you're on the roof of this building immediately. Like, it's not a question of where the fuck am I? It's I'm on the roof of this building. And he's standing next to you, much like the ghost of Christmas past. And you're standing there as well. And you realize that you too are purple and translucent. And you see that there are several dozen people currently engaged in some kind of standoff. You see that they're backing the woman, Sayre, away from them and moving her towards the ship. And she seems to be cognitive. She seems to be fully, aware of her surroundings, looking around. But you also notice that she's holding the sword that she was given by the strange swordsman before. And then she's also holding a fury-looking blade that seems to be made out of, like, it doesn't seem to have a hilt. It's just kind of emanating from her hand, and it seems to be like a rainbow in coloration, just kind of bursting in her hand. And she's slowly backing away from everyone, moving towards the ship. These people look like they're conglomerate enforcers. Several of them are undaunted.
What are you showing me?
This is happening moments before, as you were investigating the demise and situations that happened before. Your friends were chased off for some time, but they lost her long before they knew they did. Your friends are somewhere nearby. I can sense their weaponry. And he kind of looks in a direction, and you kind of follow his eyes, and you see through everything, and can see Sam and Valette kind of cuddling in a corner, like with their weapons, and they're kind of just sitting there. Like, it's just like you can see them off in the distance, but you see through all the buildings, you see through all the materials, and can see them. And then he says,
Is there a way? Oh,
watch,
sorry.
this is where it gets interesting. And he kind of gestures your attention back to the situation. You watch as Sayre moves forward and attacks one of the enforcers, and you see the blade pulse. This is the moment that we came free. We came free for a reason. Watch. And he kind of closes his fist, and then everyone else in the other room, you're like watching Yen Loren kind of just standing there staring at his shard, holding Asafune's hilt for some reason, and you didn't see any of the energies flying away from it or anything like that. You just saw him pull out his weapon, and now he's just kind of staring blankly. So Ren, you're kind of like, Yen, are you okay? And as you're doing that, you feel the energy from your weapon just start pulsing at your side. Fury starts to do the same. Cranebeak starts to do the same. Valette and Sam, you're kind of sitting there like, okay, is the coast clear? Do you think Winston's at the horse yet? Kind of that situation. And then you notice that your Esper edges start to pulse and emanate. The second that happens, for you, Yen, you watch as she basically just rushes into the fray and splits the enforcer clean in half and starts engaging these enforcers with a power that is absolutely amazing. It's quite glorious. And the visage kind of looks to you and says, "This is happening as we speak. This is real time. We've caught up with it. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?"
We need to do something.
Oh, no, it's too late. By the time this is over, and he gestures back over to it, you see a gnome appear on the ship behind her, raise his hand, and then lower it. And she just kind of like loses all will, and you see his, the old man's form start to fade away. It's far too late. Some powers over the dead are stronger than even we can resist. And you snap back down into the room. And Ren's kind of looking at you, like, looking at his weapon, looking at you like, what the fuck happened? Like, Ren doesn't know what's going on, but yeah, you see Yen kind of snap back into himself.
So I'd ask him, what did you see?
I quickly and as clearly as I can relay what happened. Well, first thing is, come, we need to leave. And like, as I'm relaying what I just saw up on the.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's do that.
Okay. You guys will basically kind of muster and trying to look up at the roof. Is that right? Is that what you're trying to do?
I think we're trying to leave,
Just
right?
get out of there?
Yeah, we just need to get out of here. I'm not dealing with any of that.
Okay.
Get the flip out of there.
As you guys kind of move down to the street, it takes a little while, but once you get down there, you see that Villette's horse is there, and Winston's kind of walking over to it, and kind of like, he just now is kind of, looks like he's getting to it, kind of tugs on the reins, and then looks over his shoulder and goes, "Oh, hey. All right, little guy, let's go." And it starts kind of moving along, and he's kind of being led by the horse. Come with me, he says, as he heads off in that direction.
So yeah, John, really quickly,
Yeah.
does this count as a short rest?
Oh, no, I read it. I didn't answer it because no, it doesn't.
Okay, I didn't think so, but I wanted to just check.
Yep. So you guys follow the horse and Winston?
Where's the horse going?
He says, boss said to follow the horse.
Well, I have someplace to go, but I could go with you guys. Just find out where this all leads.
Yeah, the more help, the merrier. It seems like they were in some pretty serious trouble. You guys follow the horse into an alleyway. You see a cardboard box, which isn't a thing in this world, but you see a cardboard box. You
That's
see
got the word snake written on the side.
a couple of guards in balaclavas pick up the cardboard box and put it onto the back of their truck, and they drive off to the next portion of the Shadow Moses. Never mind. You see a box. And you guys see out of the illusion that your friends are present.
Yeah, I mean, I just walk out and say, "Thank fuck that you're here."
Yes, I saw where you were. You were safe. You lost them a while ago.
Okay. Did he get hit on the head really hard?
I do not know, but Rockscar, what did you find in the room? That was Hugo de Mont's room.
Ren and Gilbert found Hugo dead.
Ren would explain the cause of death and would pull out the envelope that he found.
Okay, listen, that's all wonderful, but can we go somewhere where we can actually, like, take a bit of a break before we start doing this, especially since, in the middle of, like, this alleyway and the street and people. Like,
Yeah.
I-
Let's get somewhere safe.
I point to Sam like what he said.
Because I need a fucking short rest, and I think Tim does too.
4 hit points, baby.
Ooh,
8! And Jan
you
Lauren
guys
could
are
probably
in
use one too.
bad shape.
Okay.
There's a reason why I ran from Sarah.
So where are you guys heading?
Yeah, where's safe?
I mean, I heard someone had a mansion now.
Oh yeah, that's right. We do
Let's
have a
go
room
trash
for
a
that.
mansion.
No, wait a minute. Don't even joke about those things. After you just trashed my last apartment,
You guys find the auto carriage. You dismantle the horse, or are you gonna try and you're not gonna be able to keep up? They're gonna get on the thoroughfare. You'll arrive like maybe 20 or 30 minutes after them. If you ride the
I'm
horse.
going to basically tell it to head towards the place if I get an axe.
Okay. Winston will hop on the horse at that point and says, "Well, I'll see you guys there."
Alright.
All right. And heads off that way. Actually, it would have counted as a short rest because it would have taken a while for Winston to get there. But my timing was off on that one. I wanted to tie it up into a nice bow. So yeah. Anyways, you guys head over to House Kurgosler.
Also, if that did count as a short rest, I regained a 2nd level spell slot, and I'm
Okay.
instantly using it to revamp my aura on Valet while we're in the car.
Got it.
And
It's a tight fit, but you managed to get all of you guys into the vehicle and Endemon. if you want him to come along.
Oh yeah.
And you guys drive on off to House Kurgosler. When you arrive, there is an actual section not too far from the front gates that you're aware of, Gilbert, where you can park the auto carriage.
Okay, we will do that.
And give me 1 second.
I think we're living here now, Gilbert.
Well, it can definitely work as a base of operations, right?
You have plenty of time to talk. You guys have a drive.
Everybody. A what?
You have a drive, so feel free to talk amongst yourselves.
Oh, okay. So there's a lot of people here. Don't worry about learning all their names immediately, but I'll tell you the most important ones. I have a lore master. Now, before you get too excited, he's a smart young man, but he is a young man. His name is Melikor Tarkin, and you know, most of the time, if you ask him a question, his answer is going to be, "I have to go research that," which he does, and usually comes back with the correct answer. But you know what I mean? It's going to take a while. You kind of develop these people. You know, people are resources. They need to be like developed, and they need to learn and all that. So, anyways, don't give him a hard time about not knowing everything on the spot.
Hey,
And,
you caught that too, Zach?
That's awful. People are like resources. You buy them and sell them and trade them, you know.
You have to
You
develop
know,
them.
like
Yeah.
capitalism.
Make sure you maintain a high inventory.
All
Yeah,
right.
just to say, I definitely have some interesting ways to develop and
Good times. Keep going. Kevin.
All right. So that was an important one, guys. The young lore master. Another person is my tailor, who happens to be a gnome. Her name is Kyla Fink, but she also plays a piano. Isn't that awesome? So she can be very entertaining. It's cool.
So you have a tailor. Is that what you're saying? You have a tailor?
A tailor.
Ren rolls his eyes.
A gnome tailor. Okay, now wait. A tailor for a noble does a lot of things besides just fix their clothes, you know?
Yeah, she's really good with her hands. She
All
plays
right,
the
I wanna-
piano,
All right, come on.
sews,
I'm skipping also
all sorts of hand things.
to the gnome ambassador. I have a gnomish ambassador, which basically he's like a merchant. He sells stuff. He kind of keeps the household running. Kind of think of like a manor manager. His name is Rolf Panzinger. Awesome name.
his name is
So-
Panzinger.
Yeah, he's a Panzinger. It sounds funny when I say it out loud, but it's that's his name. And I'll tell you the name of all the soldiers and stuff later, but you know, don't worry about that right now. That's a lot of people, you know.
So yeah,
You don't even know what to say, do you?
not after the name Panzinger, I don't.
He's a little German.
Damn, it's
And
big.
I know.
Wow, this is pretty good digs.
Oh my gosh, is this good digs? I don't want to go into too much detail, but you would not believe this place. It is like,
So, yeah, you've been in the Noble District enough. In fact, I think, Bren, you've actually been in this house because you tried to find information about the Adams' death.
Yeah, they didn't let me in. I was scoping out the
Yep.
surrounding area.
That's correct. So you've been around this place before. This is House Wellenbart, now House Kurgosler. As you kind of approach the gates are open for you. They see Lord Kurgosler. Two veteran-looking soldier types, standard noble infantry, kind of open the doors for you and allow you entry. They don't say shit. They just let you in. But yeah, feel free to take the grand tour.
yeah, feel free, guys.
Yeah,
I need to meet this Panzinger.
I'll go to the library.
Yeah.
They have a library, yep.
Going to straight to your library after all this stuff that Yen Lauren's been telling us.
And you can talk to the lore master too. You know, he can help you research.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure,
Yeah.
he'll be super useful from your description.
Do you?
You could teach him stuff too. It's, like I said, you develop people. You know, by the time he's an old man, he's gonna know everything. It's gonna be so awesome.
I might have a
Sounds like
few.
trouble.
Do you
I
remember?
might
Where
have a few things to pass along.
do you remember where the library is, Gilbert?
Let me think about it. I think it was down this way, was it?
Yeah. If you follow him along, guys.
And he's in there too.
You see Endemon
man.
stop and start talking to one of the guards. They just seem to have a conversation.
Come over here, guys. This is where it is. You found it. This is Melikor Tarkin.
Oh,
Lore Master.
my lord, Kurgosler, welcome back. Yes, I've made sure that all of the documents that were sent over from Alderak have been placed in your office upstairs. All have been officiated by Julian Crosswell, my lord, and everything is in order, just as you said it would be.
All right, thank you, my young man.
Of
And I
course.
say this is my friend Brock Scar, Blaze Hatchet, and he wants to use
Blaze Hatchet, you say?
Yes.
Ah, Blaze Hatchet. We have some books regarding your clan, my lord.
I need all of those.
He walks over to a section. It looks like it does have. It has kind of a very rudimentary categorization system, and it seems to be sectioned off by what the writing is in. You can kind of tell by the labels or the titles of the books. And he pulls about 3 books off of a shelf over in the Dwarven section. It's not a huge library. It's pretty big, but it's not massive or anything. But he pulls 3 books off of the library and brings them over to you. One of them is a book that seems to be bound in kind of a black leather and has some markings on it that are Dwarvish runes, kind of older Davic script. Another one seems to have a scale hide that's wrapped around the outside of it, and you recognize it as Black Dragon Scale. And you think back to some of the greater heroes of your clan, and you remember Kolgar, you remember Kelgar, you remember several dwarf heroes who kind of took on the mantle of one of the original dwarf Blaze Hatchet Berserkers after the exiling out of the lands of Durgadan, who would wear Black Dragon scales over their faces as a mask.
Yeah.
And then the last book just seems to be kind of just a history book. Just general.
So wait, Gilly. Gil. Short Gil.
Gilbert, that'd be you. Kevin.
Oh, you
Yeah.
mean me? I was gonna try to ignore him for a while, but
Yeah,
what would you like, Sam?
Alright, so you mentioned someone that's a tailor, a lore master, and some other shite. Really quickly, where's the one that knows how to make the cup of tea?
Well,
Ma-
who would that
Malquire
be?
says, "Oh," and he kind of stops for a second. He's, one second, and he says to Broxgar, "This one," and he's gesturing to the one with the dragon scale binding, "is very rare. Be very delicate with it, okay?" And he then turns over and walks over to Sam. Actually, he kind of walks over to the fireplace, and there's a very small fire going, and you can see that there's a kettle out over it. It looks like it's on a simmer, and he kind of walks over to it. He says, "I've already got some tea on the boil. What kind would you like?"
Something strong, and then add some extra strength to it.
"I have some Galatia leaf. I'll just double shoot it." And he kind of pours out some leaf and kind of puts in double the normal amount and pours the hot water in and then hands you the cup. Should take about 2 or 3 minutes to steep. It smiles. Anyone else I can assist?
You know
The cat?
what?
He kind of...
You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that my companions here and I have just had a kind of a tough day. Do you mind going down and filling up a couple carafes of wine from the cellar, bringing it on up for us, and then we're gonna have a toast to our fortunes?
Of course. I'll get some Wellenbart red and bring it right up, my lord. And he walks away and heads into the Great Hall.
All right, guys, make yourself at home here. I'll show you rooms you can stay in. You know,
You
upstairs
hear
where that-
music kind of start rising up from the door to the north of you. Sounds like pianos being played in the room north of you.
the piano.
Kevin is loving this so much.
That's Kyla. Wait till you meet her. She is just a charm. If you feeling a little down, or if you're feeling real excited, and you want to celebrate, just listen to some of her piano music. She can adjust to your mood. It's great. Trust me on that.
Broxgar, near the fireplace, there's a big, sturdy leather chair.
That's ass.
Okay. You plop down and kind of sit there and start looking over these books. I'll get. What's that?
Wait, you're cutting out, John.
Oh, am I cutting out?
What you said.
Oh, yeah, I'm lagging. Hold on a second.
Is
Okay.
this the chair?
Yeah. The aqua one. Am I coming in okay now? You guys?
Yeah, lagging.
Can't hear ya.
Okay, hold on. How about now?
Yeah.
Seems good.
Okay, just a little bit of a spike there. But yeah, it's this chair kind of like right here-ish. Like, yeah, that's fine too. Okay, and then is anybody going into the lounge area?
I am.
gallery?
That's where you should have wine.
Okay.
Could I read the what's in the envelope?
You pop open the envelope. Ooh, that's fun. Yeah, let's get to that.
Also, I'm just going to gel books.
Okay. Scanning them, it's mostly just histories. And then there are a lot of sections that are basically just like records, like accounting records. But then there's a very small section. It's like the bookshelf that's kind of on the north side. It's on the right side of the door heading out. That has a lot of storybooks. It's mostly fiction from what you can tell, but there are a couple of books that kind of go, oh, like you've never seen it before, and you might go, and like maybe like half the time you pull one of these books and start to look at it, you realize that it's just a storybook you haven't read about because it's like well below your like mental capacity, and so you kind of just
Well,
go ahead.
I was going to say, can I grab actually one of the history books off the shelf, find a corner to sit in, and start correcting it?
Oh,
Absolutely. Make an
you're the
intel-
worst kind of guest.
make an
Oh,
intelligence
no.
history check.
That's going to be a 7 because of disadvantage.
Yep. You start correcting it, putting in notes regarding the conglomerate and all of their dirty, dirty tactics. All right. Very good.
I'm happy.
I am so happy. Who else is joining Lord Kurgosler in the
I'm gonna ask everybody except for, I know Broxgar is busy, so I'll have his wine, or actually I'll have a beer delivered to him because I know that's what he would prefer. But for everybody,
all you got
else,
on house
come in
is the
here.
red?
Come on, guys, come into the parlor. We'll have some wine. Listen to Kyla Fink play some awesome piano. If you want something like upbeat, let me know. If you want something a little bit like a ballad, anything.
She kind of stops playing piano as you guys all
Operatic.
enter in, and she kind of looks to you and she says, my lords, hail.
Yes, hello. I want you to meet my companions here. They're going to be my house guests for a while.
Of course.
This is Valette, and then whoever else comes in here. Ren, are you coming in here?
Sure.
All right, cool.
Hail. Yes, I think I'm familiar with Ren. And she kind of looks at you, this little gnome. Make, just an intelligence history check.
Sure.
I wonder if she's a friend with your secretary.
Yeah.
Crit fail.
No,
Fumble.
you have advantage on it.
Okay, then
Oh,
20.
good.
Yeah, you're trying to recall a face, and you look to her, and you go, oh. And you recognize her as, she's a gnome. She's kind of got kind of reddish hair, and she's wearing kind of a cloak. Very stylish, very chic. But you recognize her because she is the tailor for quite a few noble people out this way before she got given a job here, and she actually made your jacket.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, she did so when you and your mentor stopped in to kind of get new outfits after the successful job.
Nice.
Her name
I'm
is
still.
Kyla
Go
Fink.
ahead. Kyla Fink. Okay. And the envelope.
Okay. Yeah, just kind of okay, yeah, sure, and then you're like focused on the thing that matters.
Right.
Yeah. What do you got? The envelope.
Inside, you find a bunch of arcane jargon that seems to be written in a series of different scripts. There seems to be on one of the pages a very ornate drawing of a horse with markers and denotations, but this horse appears to be drawn in a fashion that's very similar in kind to like Da Vinci kind of style drawings. You know how he draws like very detailed musculature and all of that? That's very apparent here. And then you notice that so the first page just has like a bunch of arcane jargon that's not making any sense. The second page has the drawing of the horse with a bunch of notes, and some of it kind of keys back to the first page, but you're not sure what it means. And then the last page appears to have references to something known as a soul well, and it's denoting the soul well in Sunpike as a resource for something that's being discussed in these 3 pages.
Do I have any sense of what kind of resource it would be?
Make an intelligence arcana check. Did you get a 25?
Definitely not.
You have no idea what the fuck any of this means.
Okay, well, I would probably want to ask in Lauren to help me.
Okay, yeah, Lauren, you are in the main chamber here. You've taken a position on one of the small seats near the fireplace. The little nobleman comes out and puts a couple of bottles of the wine out, and then a couple of tin goblets, and then he kind of rushes back into the library. Brox and Sam, you notice that he kind of moves over to the fireplace, grabs the teapot, and walks back out with it. He looks to you, Sam, and by this time you've already had some sips of your tea. He says, "Would you like a little more to top you off?"
Yeah, that would be lovely.
Pours a little bit. Okay. And then he goes back out into the main chamber, and as he's leaving, he says, or into the community room, and he says, "I'll leave it out in the fireplace in the main room here, my lord." And he steps out and sets the teapot in front of Yen Lauren, and a bottle of wine, a goblet, and a cup near you. And then just as that's kind of happening, Ren's kind of like, I don't fucking get it, walks over to Yen Lauren and says, "Can you help me out with this?"
The help?
Comprehend languages?
So it's not written in any kind of like arcane language or anything. Nothing like that. The thing that's kind of you're kind of having to figure out is that it's a bunch of jargon, like not code words or anything, but like terms that are in the know type of people will know. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like,
so it's like a secret thing.
well, I could hand you like a medical authorization in clinicals or something like that, and you wouldn't understand. You'd be able to read all the words, but it'd still just be like, I don't know fucking know what that means. So if you want to make an intelligent arcana check, and since he's kind of helping you out, pointing out what he thought was interesting, I'll go ahead and give you advantage.
Can I guidance that as well?
Oh yeah, that's fine.
So
22?
Roll a d4.
20. There you go.
Okay. So you are proficient with it, so DC is not as high. 20 is the target number, and you nail it. And basically what you're looking at here, it appears to be schematics for creating a living horse. And you don't know where this soul well in Sunpike is, but a soul well is something that's supposed to be illegal because they were used back in the age before the Pod War to create. And you're literally just turning and looking over at Valette, undaunted.
Interesting.
The
Oh,
sorry,
go ahead.
the young lad Melchior kind of sets all the bottles down and then kind of walks over to Lord Gilbert, and he said, "My lord, I noticed something very troubling down there when I went down. Lord Wellenbart never allowed me to go down to acquire the items. It was typically the job of his closer staff. But I noticed something very strange. There was a strange noise coming from one of the barrels."
Oh my. All right.
Better
guys,
not be a child.
Could at least one person come with me? Hey, Valette. How about let's go down and check out what's going on in there? I only briefly walked down there, and I did thought that I saw some secret compartment.
You have monsters in your house, Gilbert.
Well, maybe that's a good reason. Why.
Yeah, these nobles in their basements. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I ready my shield, draw judgment, do a little twirl, and say, and raise shield, like, let us see what it is. Then.
All right. Cool. Let's let's at least you and I go down, and then if we run into trouble, unless anybody else wants to go with us, but you know.
Melchior says, "I'll go down enough just to show you, but my spellcraft license as it may be, I probably shouldn't utilize it for this."
Oh yeah, I wouldn't want to put you in harm's way, young lad. But yeah, just show us the quickest way to get there from here, and we'll check it out. All right, I think it's so. If I remember right, it's over here somewhere, right?
Yep, you guys go to the Great Hall. I've got you. Bear with me
Alright.
for a second. My stuff's lagging.
Is it like up here, maybe? I don't.
Yeah, the Great Hall. You go into the Great Hall and then you go north.
Okay, so probably this way, guys. Oh yeah, I found some stairs. It was either up or down, probably.
Yep. I'm gonna shift you down to the basement here. Hold on a second. Again, like I said, I'm lagging.
That's all right. Sometimes that happens.
Valette, you kind of take the lead. Melchior's like right behind you, and Gilbert, you're right behind him. And as you come down the stairs, it cuts down to flight and then down to the ground level, which the room kind of has like an orange glow to it. It looks like when he was down here, he lit some candlelight, and then he kind of rushed back upstairs with the articles in question. Bear with me here.
So that gang we were fighting before was the Renix?
Renix. It wasn't a gang, but yeah,
Oh.
There, you said it was a barony. Is that right?
correct.
That means it must be a noble family then.
Barony would be landed lords. Yep. Okay, you guys see where you're at, right?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He
Alright,
points
lad.
to this barrel here that seems to be kind of off kilter.
Okay. Thank you. Please, maybe stand at the top of the stairs, and if we yell at you, then you can go get the others. But I think we'll be all right.
Oh, of course.
John, I'm going to overcharge wisdom so that I'm more perceptive.
Okay. You do notice that there does appear to be a sound kind of coming from behind the barrel, and as you kind of look at it, no check required, but you're even more attuned to it. You notice that the there's like a small crawl space behind the barrel that maybe like a gnome could get through, like if they were to squeeze, and maybe a human could get through if they got down on their knees and crawled through. You're pretty sure that you can push the barrel aside a bit to make way for yourself.
Yeah, I pointed out to Lord Kurgosler and say, "Would you like me to move the barrel for easier access?"
Yes, please.
So I go forward and move it aside.
Okay. The second you do, you kind of see that there is a bit of a passageway behind worked stone, and you muscle your way through, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I'll
You
follow.
hear the sound stop, and then when you kind of come into the chamber, it's not much of a distance besides. You see arcane runes on the ground encircled by candles that are all lit. And in the runes you see a broken kind of figure kind of look up at you. And inside the hood you can see that it's one of the Adamses. And he kind of looks to you, wounded and battered and bloody, and he says, "Ah, yeah, it figures." And kind of just annoyedly kind of looks at you. Huh. And that's where we'll end the session for tonight.
What?
Damn!
I have like Adams Brothers
Thank-
living in my
Thanks.
basement.
Thanks for watching, and we'll pick up after the new year. I believe the next game will be...
Sometime in January.
It will be the second Friday of January, if I recall correctly. So we're off the 28th, we're off the 4th, and we will be back on the 11th. Okay? So thanks for watching, everybody, if you were watching, and see you next year.